that was a slurpy one.
Hey, what's up, Uggos?
Yo, what's good?
We're back again with Nice Movie.
Nice movie!
It's your boy, Evan.
It's a Poda!
What up, Bobby?
And we're gracing you, like always. Happy fucking another I was gonna say something, but I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say.
Like a holiday.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. But okay, yo, we're back again with another movie. I think it's episode 18, and we did the movie Escape Room, 2019.
Have you guys ever done an escape room?
Never. But I kind of want to. After seeing this, that's hyped me up to do one.
I've been wanting to do one for like a while.
Yeah.
I used to play all the escape room games and shit. Like, me and my friend, I used to play all the time.
Yeah, like
on my
computer,
phone.
there's escape
I
rooms.
know
I used to
that.
play
Look
them
up
Oh,
on
I
like
do know
E-Bombs
exactly what you're
World
talking
and
about.
shit. And like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I used to play
Flash
those.
game.
And then they popped up in Orlando, a bunch of them. We were living there, and everybody's like all over. Like, let's go to the escape room. So me and my friend download a bunch, every escape room game we could find on our phone, beat them all.
That's pretty tight.
And, like we always talk about going, but we just I don't know, somehow we never made it to one.
Yeah, I went to one, and it was actually a lot of fucking fun.
Really?
Yeah.
You told me you went.
I did one up in Port St. Lucie.
Nah, I want to go, and especially after seeing this.
We should do it.
Yeah.
Next week
But yeah, this movie 2019. I think there's another escape room that came out some years ago. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so let's just go.
Not sure, but pretty sure.
All right, I'm gonna give the fucking synopsis. So, 6 adventurous strangers travel to a mysterious building to experience the escape room. Are they really adventurous?
No,
That
they-
fucking
it's
nerd.
accidental.
They're not adventurous,
I
they're
know.
soul survivors.
Fucking nerd. Okay.
Catastrophes.
I guess they don't want to say that in the synopsis. A game where players compete to solve a series of puzzles to win $10,000. Homie never won. I never got the bread. What starts out as seemingly innocent fun soon turns into a living nightmare as the 4 men and 2 women discover each room is an elaborate trap that's part of a sadistic game of life or death movie. But yeah, the director is Adam Robidoux. What the fuck? Some other movies he has done is Insidious, Paranormal Activity. So like always, we're going to go scene by scene, give a summary, and then talk shit during the whole thing. So we're going to go in now. And then before we dive right in, I made a note to mention this, Poda. Me and Poda always talk shit every single movie when we go to these Regal shits and in the beginning, and they're like after the previews, the girls are like, hey, we're some film students, and here's our thing.
Our award-winning
Yeah,
short.
and they always change after certain, but they're so fucking bad and lame.
How is that award-winning?
We talk shit every time like they're fucking losers.
I always hear you guys like chuckling and shit every
Because
time.
it's terrible.
They suck.
Since
I hate that part of the movie. Like in between the previews of that, I'm like, I just want it to start.
It's
I
like
want
the
to see
most campy thing in the
Yeah.
fucking world.
And it's like, our awesome commercial thing we did. It's like literally
that's
someone sitting there
awesome.
drinking a Coke and like eating popcorn in a movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
and her friend starts eating her friend's
what a
shit
shitty
while
friend.
she's gone.
She's a
You
shitty
stupid
friend.
bitch. What
And
you
she's-
doing? That's
and
not
she
yours.
even
You
thought
didn't
about
pay
it.
for
She's like, yeah, my friend's a piece of shit. I know she shouldn't eat my popcorn and drink my soda. Might as well just go buy another one. And goes and buys another one, comes back, and she's like,
Yeah, I would have
eat
had a completely different reaction. Be like, yeah, motherfucker, I
bitch.
knew you would have ate my shit.
Go
so I
get
just-
me, go get me another one.
Yeah, they're always
got
so
owned.
bad and lame, and me and Poda, even before this, we always just talk shit about
Always
this.
talk
This
about
has been, like,
Coca-Cola,
years.
so it's
Yeah,
like,
we
literally,
always talk shit about this. And all right. So the movie opens up, and there's a dude just like falls straight through the roof into an escape room, and he's like tweaking out about like he has to get a code, and then the walls start doing like a fucking Star Wars shit, and they start like closing in.
Yeah, he already looks like he's been through some shit.
Yeah,
all
he's
fucked up. His ankle, he can't walk
he's
on it.
disgusting. And then okay, so the walls are like closing in, right? It's in a beautifully decorated room,
library.
perfectly
It's
Almost
library,
like an
yeah,
old
the
study,
nice,
it's like a
very,
study.
yeah, very
But then
elaborate
okay,
study.
here's my first question: the walls are coming in, they're destroying everything. It's like they have to fix that shit
I wrote that down,
every
too.
time.
Every time
you
they gotta
did.
do, yeah.
It's like how
It's
expensive
ripping
is that
shit
budget?
off the walls.
It's destroying everything.
Everything, all that stuff. How powerful were the hydraulics to
on
push
chain.
that
It was
wall?
on chain.
It's insane. But
Huh?
It was on a chain.
Yeah, it was like
track, so it was like kink, 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 kink. So it's just like a little
Yeah.
engine. All I gotta do is turn and it just keeps pulling.
But yeah, I was like, bro, like, okay, I get it. You're like some crazy organization, but this takes a lot of time and money. Who's even paying you? Well, I guess they have people watching.
Yeah,
The
all
Yeah.
those people are.
But it's
Millions.
like, god damn, like
People
that's
set
fucking
it up
crazy.
like, I want this one for this one. Like, I'll pay for this theme or some shit.
Yeah. So, he's frantically searching around. He's like trying to look for clues. He sees like this green book. He grabs it. And
He out of a whole thing of maps, he grabs one and just goes, the green stair or some shit like about
These
the
people are
close.
smart. Like,
yeah,
they know
like they
things
grab
what?
one thing and like, yep, that's it, got it. I'm like, what?
Yes.
How do you know?
So he figures out this code and he puts it in before like the Star Wars death trap. And the code doesn't work, and then the walls are closing in, and he's fucking about to get smushed.
panicking and then just,
His legs getting impaled on the fucking broken
Yeah.
wood.
And then it cuts
and then it cuts boom to
3 days later in Chicago.
no,
Earlier.
3 days earlier.
3 days earlier in
Chicago.
Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
Chicago.
The bears.
The bears.
You were just waiting to use that.
Yeah, I was
weren't
waiting.
you?
Yeah. So yeah, 3 days earlier, and then it's just like a young girl in a quantum physics class, and she's like so fucking nervous for some reason she can't even speak. But then I'm wondering, so this has to be like the first fucking day of a quantum physics class, but they're talking about like the 101 like type shit's like, yo, if you're consciously or like examining a particle, it's gonna stay that state. Like it's like the wave and
atoms won't
solid.
change
unless
if it's being watched.
It's like the first fucking 101, but then class ends. So what were you saying before that? First of all,
How long is that class?
How long is that class? It's like
have
the
a
most
good holiday
obvious
week or whatever. Have good time
Maybe it's
on
the
the
very
holidays. See after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
But then you
semester.
because then after the class, when he talks to her, he goes, "Yo, I saw your paper on this exact thing that we're
why are
having
you
a lecture
teaching?
on.
He's
Why are we
teaching me?
lecturing this?"
And he's like, "Does anybody know this?" Want to raise their hand?
He just did papers on it. The fuck?
Why'd she turn in a whole theory on this fucking thing in herself? And she's like 12. She looks
Well,
young
they
as
do
shit.
give you a syllabus at the beginning of the course. Maybe she read all that shit. I don't
know.
fucking know.
But, like,
She
I was
already
this is
turned in a
fucking
full
ridiculous.
her own theory on a fucking quantum physics thing.
You started with the only thing that everybody knows
and it's
about
like the
quantum
day
physics.
before
The
like
only
Thanksgiving,
thing.
so like the semester's already been going, but you're making it seem like it's like the
The
first
class
day of
is over. For fuck's sake. Oh.
They're gonna be gone for like almost the whole winter break until
Yeah,
fucking
let's
school
start.
starts.
Yeah, like what the.
Let's
It's
start
gonna
a new
sound so weird in that.
Yeah.
Let's start a new theory on fucking the day before Thanksgiving. When everybody goes home for the
It's
like
so
the
dumb.
fucking holidays.
Yeah, it doesn't,
So, yeah.
it doesn't
But
make
she already turned in
So,
a theory.
yeah, she already turned in her fucking paper on this subject. Okay, so now it cuts and.
Well, now the professor, the class releases, and as she's walking out, the professor kind of holds her back. She's like, "Hey, can you come here for a second?"
Yeah.
And they're talking, and he kind of gives her a little vacation instruction. Do something that scares you. And so, kind of foreshadowing
yeah.
kind of bullshit. And then cuts to motorcycle showing up, and then boom, we are introduced to the new guy.
In the office.
The
like
office
Jason
guy,
or something.
Jason.
Yeah. Pulls up in a nice Ducati.
Yeah,
Goes up to
this
his
dude
office.
looks like he's my age.
Yeah.
Like he's our age for sure.
And then he goes up to his fucking nice corner office with the view.
And he's got
unpacks, and he's got the Bluetooth,
the Bluetooth,
and the assistant.
the
And
assistant
he's,
comes in. He looks like he's 2 years younger than
Yeah.
him. Like
He's
they
all
probably
cocky.
graduated at the same high school within the same
and
time.
Jason's all cocky, like saying all this stuff. He's like, "Yeah, do you know what it's like to be like the Mr. Miyagi of the stock trades or whatever?" And he's like,
The kid didn't know who Miyagi was.
He's like, "What year were you born?" He's like, "The kid looks like the same age
And the
as
kid
you."
looks like a fucking loser,
Yeah.
especially just standing there all perched
They
up.
look
in
the same age.
Yeah, they literally look like they're 6 months of fucking apart.
For sure.
He's like, "When were you born?"
He is by far the worst actor in the
Yeah,
film.
and he's like right now it just seems like the most cliche. Like he's trying to act like this business guy. That's just like the most cliche fucking thing ever. And did you already mention when he writes
No, that's
like
what I
it
know.
does the classic thing where the little assistant comes in while he's on the
Someone says
phone.
on line 1. So he's like, "Oh, hold on." He's like, "Bet I'm gonna get a gift." Hey, Mr. So and so. And he's like
Yeah.
talking to him, and he's penciling down something, and Wai's like, yeah. No, I couldn't take a gift, and then gives that like cocky stare over to the assistant, like, "Ha, told you."
Yeah.
And then he holds up a post-it note and just says, "Download
Karate
Karate Kid."
So lame, like just like the most cliche shit ever.
And he's like, "Oh, what? A private jet to
Yeah.
Tahiti?" Sure, Mr. So-and-so.
Yeah, it's
like,
so dumb
so
and
retarded.
generic.
Then
And
it
this guy's
cut,
so-
then
So okay, so then
cuts
I
in.
have something to say at this part. Okay, so now it cuts back to the kid that we saw in the beginning getting squished, and he works at like the back of a grocery store, and he's just like,
Nice
His
boss.
name is Ben.
yeah, okay, his name is Ben.
boss.
Hold on, yeah. So he's just like he's in the back, he's just like moving stuff around, stockroom type shit.
Yeah.
And then so the boss comes in and he goes up to the boss and he's like, hey man, I'm trying to move out of my mom's house. You think I could like move into the work in the front,
Yeah,
and
there-
do that
there's
type of stuff?
Spot up front.
And then so the guy goes to him, he goes, man, putting you up front would be bad for business. I guess because he's just so fucking ugly that he doesn't want this fucking loser
That's
just
what I
in the
took it
front.
initially
That's
for.
exactly what I thought, right?
But later on, I'm
I
like,
know.
that's why.
And then, because then another funny thing is that after he says that, he looks over and there's a fucking flask sitting on the desk at work, barely. Like, I mean, it's not even being hidden.
And what he says is not "you're fired." He says, "What does he say?"
You gotta find a better way to help your problems. You're fucking drinking on the job, fucking some Jack. Like what the fuck?
Whiskey or some shit.
Like it was just so ridiculous. It was just so blatantly open. Like at least put it in your pocket.
Fuck, I want to say like, yeah, it's something, but it
Yeah,
can't. 'Cause we
yeah.
don't talk
Well,
about the
that's
party.
like if I'm at work and I just leave the bowl right in front of the fucking
Yeah.
soldering iron.
I-
Like, hey, I want a raise, and they're like, he looks down at it, he's like, Yeah, I can't. You gotta
It's
figure
bad
it out.
for business.
It's
You
bad for
asked your
business.
boss for a fucking raise and you have a fucking flask of Jack sitting in the open. What's wrong? And the kid.
And then on top of that, you find this story out later. It's like, no wonder why he didn't put you in the front. You're shit-faced.
Yeah.
Your history is really shitty.
You're ugly.
Yeah, you're ugly as shit. You look like you're a homeless person. Just stay in this little tiny office and put stickers on shit.
That's
Right?
why he went to the escape room. He didn't have anywhere to go. He just needed somewhere to
He just
sleep.
leave.
He needed to
He
escape.
needed. Oh my god. So he's hammered at work apparently.
Like
So-
all the time.
Yeah. So then it cuts back to the fucking asshole in the office, and he's like getting the gift, or he's getting what he thinks is the gift, but it's actually like the invitation to an escape room. So it's like this box or whatever. And then it cuts, and then it's a nervous girl, and she's in her
Freaking
dorm,
out,
and
yeah.
she's like having this dream sequence, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
I let you
Because,
find
yeah,
out it's an entire.
I kind of
dream
like how it
sequence.
doesn't spell, like the movie doesn't spell out everything for you, that it comes over time. I kind of
Takes a
appreciate
while,
that.
yeah.
You know, because it's like she's just having, you know, the walls
Man, just
are,
little
she's having
clues
flashbacks. Yeah.
In the background, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? And then you're like starting to piece it together
Yeah,
throughout the movie.
yeah.
Until you figure out, oh shit, that's
It
why
wasn't just
she-
some big,
yeah.
like, huge thing at the end where the guy just monologues and tells you everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, so which was okay. And, so yeah, she's like seeing things, and then she wakes up, and she's in her dorm, like, with her roommate. And her roommate's about to slide out, and she gets a package, and she gives it to her. And, okay, I thought this was kind of funny because she says a little pun. So she gives her the thing, and then
It's the
it's
puzzle box.
It's the puzzle box, and then the girl goes, yeah, have fun playing with your box.
But she said, she like, have fun playing
That's
with your
obviously-
box.
yeah, like a
and then
funny-
like
yeah,
she
that's
raises her
pretty funny.
eyebrows like,
Yeah, it's like,
and you hear like people in the theater like, and you
Yeah.
hear like chuckling. I heard it like over
that's
here like
pretty funny.
chuckling.
And for you other virgins like myself out there, a box is vagina.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for clearing
And she's
that
gonna
up.
be in the dorm by herself for the whole holiday
Playing
vacation.
with her
So
box.
she's like, have fun playing with it by yourself.
And then she's...
What's my bone?
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit.
Okay, what is So now it cuts to the drunk, ugly kid, and he's getting the box too. And now it's basically just like a montage of all of them attempting to
Over
figure
an
out this
entire
puzzle of a box.
day, apparently.
Bro, this music that was going on in the background of this was so odd, like, right? It's such an odd choice. Did you notice that?
I didn't.
No, it was just I don't know how to describe it. It was just it was very odd. And then they all open it, and it's an invitation, and the whole
How
thing
come the
is.
girl took so long to do it? She's fucking insanely
Bro,
smart. Does every other
because
puzzle.
she took so long drawing these elaborate photos
that's why.
of the fucking box. Like, it looked like these realistic photos.
okay, so
and
she
shit.
But
did
how
it in
about
the same-
alcoholic Ben? He's literally just throwing the shit, and it's
He's
just
at work
The
for an
box-
hour
And
just
that-
doing
he's been
this.
out there all night
They're
in the
getting
fucking
hammered.
drinking and just throwing it, beating it with a hammer and shit.
He's not even solving shit. It's kind of like the box feels bad for him,
He
and
throws
it's
it
just
and
kind of
just-
Yeah.
unlocking itself.
It's like you tried it
It's like,
so
God,
many
we
times.
need this guy so bad.
Yeah.
Fucking open it already. Put one open. Maybe I'll figure it
They
out.
really wanted Ben.
Yeah, they
Somebody,
really wanted
whoever's
that.
funding this whole operation was like, I want to fucking kill this dude.
We need
like,
this loser.
We need him. Like, even though they couldn't just go abduct him and throw him in there.
Yeah.
Made him
So
walk
yeah,
there.
so like the whole thing is the first one to escape gets $10,000.
So yeah, let's discuss that. Who the fuck? I mean, I guess because they didn't know it was an escape or like an escape room like that. But
Did they ever question who sent it and why?
Yeah, that and
Well,
the
no,
Jason
all of them-
guy.
all of them came from somebody they knew, but it was really they were watching they know their whole
Oh
lives.
yeah,
so they
you're
just,
right, you're right, you're right.
Because the one girl's from her
Right.
professor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Another
yeah,
guy was
yeah,
from their
yeah.
client.
You're right.
His boss, like, he thought it was like, oh, maybe it's a raise or something.
Yeah. And
I guess the 10
Maybe
grand
it's
was
a
really
raise or
just to get
something.
them through the door.
Oh,
course,
and then
of
they
course.
never showed. Oh, well, the other people they didn't show them either.
What?
The other people that are when they get to the escape room,
Yeah.
they don't show any of them like doing it.
So yeah, so now they all so after they open it, they get the invitation, it cuts, and now they're at this building. And then okay, I thought this was odd. So the ugly drunk kid is sitting out front of the building and he's smoking a cigarette, and then this woman that we were meeting for the first time, she gets out of her car and she walks up to him and she asks him, "Is this the building or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Minos.
And then they
escape room
they
or
stand there for a second. He just looks at her, or they're looking at each other, and then she walks away. And then for some reason he just goes, "Yeah, I know it'll kill me."
Well, she gave him a look.
She did.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Because he's like,
who does that?
As
No
soon
one
as he hit his
Nobody
cigarette,
does
Nobody.
this.
It's like, oh, you smoke cigarettes. All right, fuck yeah.
I know.
On the
Like,
side.
what the
All right, cool.
fuck? And I thought
I'm
it
not
was-
like immediately like judging you. As soon as you like smoke, it's like, oh, that guy's fucking killing himself.
Yeah. So okay. So the girl walks in and she starts talking to the front security guy, and
He's a
then
weird- that's
he was a weird ass motherfucker.
Yeah, like
And
he
then-
touched multiple.
He touched her
buildings.
tits. Oh yeah, because like he puts the name tag on her tits. Yeah. He puts a name tag on her tits and then says "Thank you for your service,"
And
which
she-
doesn't make
no,
sense at
he
this
t-
point.
He's like slowly like reaching over and like putting the name tag on her
Well,
jacket.
yeah.
And she goes, "Most guys take me to dinner first."
Can we retire that joke? We've been hearing that joke for 30 years. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, something happens to go, at least buy me dinner.
I touched you by accident. It's
you know, like, at least think of something else. Like,
like someone bumps into you and you're like, whoa, ladies, at least give me dinner.
Yeah,
buy me dinner
like,
first.
I've been hearing that for fucking 30 years. Like,
it's an accident. I don't want to buy your ugly ass dinner. Get the fuck away
apparently,
from
I'm
me.
trying to bump you out into the road and you run over or some shit.
But then, yeah, he says, thank you for your service. So at that point,
That's
you don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck
I was
that
confused
means.
as fuck, but
Later,
I
you
like
find
it.
out she was in the service.
Yeah. And then the security guy serviced children.
A lot.
Yeah.
He was servicing the children right there.
Yeah.
Under the counter.
His children were servicing him. Okay, so then she gets in an elevator and this fucking nerd comes in, like, playing some video games.
And he says, I was waiting for somebody else to come because waiting rooms are boring.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they get in the elevator, he's just fucking glued to his video game on the phone. What the fuck did you need somebody there for?
Wait, what? That's what he said?
Yeah.
Because I was
He's like,
writing
oh,
at that time.
yeah,
Oh my god,
He's like, I was
sense.
waiting for somebody else to come because.
Wait, so you were waiting? Hold on. So you were waiting by
the
yourself
for the waiting
to go to a waiting room.
Which they find out.
The fuck is it funny?
There's already people in the waiting room.
Yeah, you're right. The fuck? This kid's an idiot. What was it? And this scene didn't even make it. It just he was
Waiting
sitting there
rooms
like.
and then he's like, I sneak the second phone in because the waiting rooms are so boring. You're just sitting in an elevator by yourself.
Yeah,
It's the same thing as being in a room full of people.
The fuck?
You at least talk to somebody.
Didn't make any sense. And
Holy
then, like,
shit, this
She
kid.
okay, so they get up there and she walks out of the elevator. Then you still hear him in the
I'm like,
elevator,
maybe he's
fucking
going on.
flapping
I'm
off.
like, maybe he's going to a different floor. Maybe it's different.
That's what I
games,
thought.
Different rooms on different floors. Maybe she's like row 3. You know, maybe difficulty because this guy's like a fucking expert.
Yeah, but nah. Then so they just both go in. He just needs to like beat the final boss or some shit. So they walk into the room and there's a few other people there, and they start having the weirdest conversation ever. It's like the most awkward shit, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Like the guy from we start meeting the other characters that we haven't met yet, and one is a guy. He's like a truck driver, and he was actually in Super Troopers 2. He was,
yeah.
He was one of the
And
people doing a
also,
terrible accent.
Tucker.
Tucker and Dale.
Tucker and Dale,
whatever.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
like the
he's been in a couple.
But the conversation that they have, like, the girl comes in and he goes, "Oh, what's your name?" "I'm Amanda." He goes, "Oh, really? That's so crazy. My dog's name is Amanda."
I had a family dog named Amanda. She's like, oh yeah.
He was
yeah,
all sorts of colors and different color
It
eyes.
was a husky, had tudor color, a real unique dog. Yeah, really good dog.
He died.
Till it died.
Like, what the? Who talks like that? And no one.
You're trying to hit on a girl.
Usually you say that if it's like, if your name is the same name as that person. Like, "Oh, no way, that's my name." Or something, but like, "Oh yeah, I had a fucking dog that had your name."
Oh
The
shit, your
fuck
name's
cares?
Evan? I read that in a comic book somewhere.
Oh yeah, I know there's other people that have that name. That's
Oh, your
crazy.
name's Jackie? My dog's name is
Yeah, it's
Jackie.
like-
It's like, cool.
Wow, you fucking
Thanks.
loser. So
You're
yeah,
comparing me a dog.
they have like the most odd like. I wish I could remember like more of the conversation they have. But then the nerd kid comes and he just starts rambling about how much fucking escape rooms he does and how
About
he's, like,
93 of them. And he's like, he just starts naming off every name of it.
Yeah, it's like shut the fuck up.
locked in, locked
Every
out,
iteration.
locked up, locked in, like all this shit, like everyone, like what?
So she's like, shut the fuck up, bro.
So he was already annoying, and then Smoker Boy Ben comes in,
Yeah.
and fucking Jason's already getting on him, wasn't he?
Who's Jason? I don't
He's
know
getting on-
anybody's name.
Jason is the exec
stockbroker.
Okay.
He was the one. No, he was getting on the.
He was getting on the nerd dude.
Yeah.
He was getting on everybody. He's like trying to be cool, but he's
Yeah.
not. He's a fucking loser. This is one of those like.
What is
it's
he doing? He's, like,
I don't
holding the
believe
thing
this
in his
guy's
hand.
Pencil
cool.
stick dude.
I know,
like,
He's like holding the
break
thing in
him.
his hand, and like the kid looks at him, like, he's like, oh yeah, or we find out
Yeah.
what he's
But
talking
what
about.
does he
He's like
say,
his
though?
thumb, and he's like,
he said hitchhiking accent.
he's like
Yeah.
twiddling his fucking things. He's like, yeah, I got in an accident a long time ago, and he's like, just staring at the kid, like twiddling a little puzzle thing in his fingers. I'm like, you're not cool
Yeah,
at all.
you're
You're
fucking
sitting in a
loser.
fucking escape room by yourself, like, yeah. Hey, what's
Trying
up,
to be
nerd
cool.
boy?
Yeah, like,
It's like,
how
yes, this
old
is high
are you?
school. Guess what? This is high school. Who gives a fuck?
I know he acts like a fucking high schooler or something.
Like as soon as everybody walks into detention, you're like, "Hey, what's up? I run this shit.
I'm the cool guy.
I run this
Yeah,
shit."
you
Like,
fucking
fuck outta here.
Like, oh my god. So yeah, so the nerd dude starts talking. They all start talking. The smoker dude comes in, or the ugly drunk from before, and he's like. After the conversation, he's like, "Yo, so while we're waiting for the master to come in, I'm about to go fucking get Zooty out back. I'm gonna go smoke a fucking Jeter." So he tries to go and walk out the door, but the fucking door handle knocks off.
it just comes off easily.
Yeah, it just comes off easily, and then
and behind it, all you see is an oven dial.
yeah, it's like an oven dial, and then I guess the game starts. They're all tripping. They're all like, "Oh my god, is this the game? Oh my god."
So they're excited. They're having fun. It's like, all right, cool. Let's start looking for clues. So they start going around and shit, looking for random things, and I think his name was
Yeah, they're all sort of searching for
Dan?
stuff. We see books, and one of the books says Fahrenheit
Danny.
451, and then the little girl, the high school girl, I mean the college girl, She looks at it, so she assumes, okay, it must be a clue.
Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's
451.
That's a degree on. Yeah.
So she goes and she turns it, and then the room starts becoming like a giant oven, essentially, and it just gets worse and worse progressively after this. But my question is, was this always supposed to happen?
What if they never figured that out?
What if they never figured it out, and then was that correct or was that wrong? Like, was they supposed to turn on the heat?
Yeah, because they think it's like, oh, it's a way to get out.
Because honestly, the oven dial literally had nothing to do with anything.
No.
But to turn it on.
Yeah, it's a 451.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, like, they could have done every other clue and everything would have been fine. They would have just found the thing, opened up, hit the coasters, got out. You know what I mean? But then it just turned on that thing. You know, I don't know.
No, because what happens if they never? What if that kid never went to go smoke? How do they know he was going to go
We
smoke?
waited all day until, like, I'm going to leave, and then they fucking finally did it. But yeah, so they turn on, and it just starts getting, like, progressively hotter. And so they start looking for even more clues. You know, they start to trip. They're, like, you know, questioning if this is legit or not. And then we look over, we see that the girl, Amanda, she has burns on her back, but we don't know why yet. But she's just really tripping. She's just not having a fucking good time. Nobody is.
She does not look like she likes heat or fire, any of the nature at all.
And then one of the clues was like follow all the instructions on the wall, and one of the walls on the thing on the wall says always use a coaster. So then the college girl was like, oh wait, what? So she presses one of the coasters and a door opens up a little bit. And what we find out is that you have to hold down like 6 coasters in order to have enough pressure to open up the door, right?
Yeah. It's not a door. It's like a latch open to a vent that you have to crawl into.
There's like behind a painting or
behind a painting and shit.
An opening. Yeah.
And before all this shit happens, there was the receptionist, and they were trying to get into the fucking glass thing to talk to the receptionist. They found the key, open it up, and it's an automated message.
Yeah.
The receptionist was a little animatronic. So they're holding down the coasters.
How they got the key? And the kid's like, fuck this, is break the window, grabs the
Oh
fire
my
extinguisher.
God,
The fire
Extinguisher was plastic, so he throws it and it just happens to like touch a spot on the floor or something, and it just gets hotter, fire starts cranking up.
Yeah, I never got
Then the girl pulls the pin on the fire extinguisher, and it's a key on the end of it.
That's such a tough thing to find.
How would
What clue would have you have gotten if he didn't pick it up to throw it?
Maybe it's like grab a fire extinguisher, like put it, try to use it to keep cold.
Huh, that does make sense.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
No, I like it. Yeah, it's nice. That was nice. All right, so
they're holding down the coasters. The painting opens up. It reveals the passageway through the vent, and of course, Jason's gonna be the first one in. Jason crawls in, and he needs a key to open up the latch of the vent to get out of the room. A screwdriver. So Danny had found a screwdriver earlier inside that Fahrenheit 451 book.
No,
Danny.
Mike did.
The semi-truck driver. Dude,
That's
we can't be
Mike.
using their
That's Mike.
fucking names.
Oh, that is
Danny's the.
We need better
nerd.
descriptive terms. I'm not going to be calling
Nerdy,
Danny and
like I just call him the guy.
Nerd, okay, we got the nerd loser, the
Yeah.
fucking drunk ugly kid.
Yeah.
We got the loser exec.
There's 6 names you need to remember. That's it.
Yeah,
They're
we're not
all
going
losers.
to know. Just put the semi-truck fucking driver. and
Tucker Dale,
Yeah.
fucking.
Just go on, figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, Tucker Dale is crawling in the vent to meet up with Exec Man.
But, there we
His
go.
name is Mike.
Yeah. He's got a mic.
I know. That's the only one we should use.
Meets up with him, finally gets the latch open, and so everybody's going through. Redhead is freaking the fuck out
Inside
and
this
getting
fucking
like some
AC
claustrophobic attack, and
Panic attack,
you had a little
yeah.
flashback that she was in while she was in the service. It looked like her vehicle got hit by an IED, and she's like crawling out and shit, and so she's freaking the hell out, and they've started realizing that. You know, they're running out of hands. You have to hold down these 6 coasters all at once to keep that door open. So, fucking
Before she
gamer
left-
kid.
No, before she left the nerd
Oh, yeah.
girl, she figured it out.
She
so
figured
she
it
can
out.
Water,
run.
yeah.
Yeah,
a
so,
cup of water on it.
glass of water, a full glass of water can hold down the button. Zoe figured this out. Sketchy girl.
Yeah, quantum physics.
Yeah, so they're filling up the waters, opening up all the coasters. I don't know why at this point, now that they have figured out, okay, so...
Why don't they all just go and... fill
Yeah,
up
it's like,
together?
alright, just let the fucking door close.
Or just go grab other things that are heavy.
Yeah.
There's gotta be other
There's
things
got to
that
be
are heavy.
heavier things. There was books and shit all around.
The guy had a snow globe for goddamn.
Because a full glass of water is not that heavy. Like there
The
was
guy had a
yeah,
giant
snow globe.
remember? And he panics.
for
He starts
fuck's sake.
freaking out.
So yeah, so they do this shit, and you know it's just getting progressively like way
And it
more
gets
hot.
down to like
So they get to the last cup, and they
it's
can't
not-
fill it up
yeah.
because...
they were giving.
Because
remember?
fucking Nirvana gave Redhead...
Remember,
cup of
Dan,
water.
the gamer kid was like, oh, yeah. He's like, no, you go, Zoe, you
Yeah,
go. And
the
he's
lady,
letting out the
yeah.
girl. And he's like, bro, stop being chivalrous. No one here wants to fuck you, okay?
Yeah, that shit was
That was
so
And I was like,
funny.
oh, and
I
he just look at the kid. He's like,
fuck.
and then like 2 seconds later, the girl goes up, and then they're like, we have almost a full cup, but it's like half empty. But he's like, see what happens when you're trying to give out, like, giving the girls like fucking water,
Yeah.
like doing all this shit. Now we're gonna fucking die in here. And then
Thank
lo
God
and
this guy's a
behold,
drunk.
he's a
Nirvana
fucking
has a
alcoholic.
flask.
But then he decides to take the flask and pour in a glass of water. Why don't you just fucking put the flask on the fucking thing?
It's
You
heavier
just need
than
the weight, you stupid
I know.
shit.
Or
It's
put the
heavy.
glass and the thing on top of it. Like, just
flask.
put it on top.
He wanted to keep the flask.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I need it
Why
for
would
Jack
you?
later.
Yeah, you can just put it on top. It's the flask plus the liquid's heavier than that,
And the cup.
and you can save the fucking liquid liquor inside.
Yeah,
You still have
it's
it.
so
Could have still just grabbed the 451
Like-
book and just put it on top of the
And
They could have
anything.
grabbed so many things.
Put 4 empty cups and stack shit on top of it, and then
So yeah, they get out in just in the nick of time, because then the shit just cuts off and it starts fucking igniting the whole place.
The fan or something was like flames and it was spinning, and then explosions. Like it came flying through the fucking tunnel that they're in. And
Yeah, like
comes
classic like action movie
out. As
shit.
they
where, like,
dive out of the thing, his feet just come clear, and they lands on the ground, and fucking flames shoot out of the ground of the hole. And then everything, something slams shut, like the hatch slams shut, and then they're in like a wood cabin, and that's like the fireplace, and it's lit. It's just like looks like a log fire just going.
Yeah, and then the girl is fucking freaking out at this time, like the blonde girl,
Yeah, military chick.
military chick that we found out.
She's redhead. Was she blonde in this?
Yeah, I put blonde multiple times.
I put blonde too.
Oh.
Okay.
Also, yeah, she's just fucking tweaking because she's had bad experience
Still
with
hot.
this shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, fuck it, let's just hurry up and look for some shit. They're still kind of denying that it's not legit, and whatever. They're still in that
She's
state.
literally like, this is real.
Yeah, she's tweaking.
And they're like, no, the kid's like, I've been in plenty of escape rooms. That was timed perfectly.
Yeah, he's like rationalizing it. And so, okay, they find that they need 2 locks. One's for a key and one has a code with a 7-letter word. And so they find the key pretty easily. He just looks in a bag. And it's just sitting there. That was easy. He didn't even need a fucking
But
clue.
that unlocked.
He didn't even need a clue.
That, like,
Well,
you
I mean,
lose.
this was just to get into the level,
Oh, yeah, it's true.
right?
That
So-
was open the bottom lock. He took that off. It unlocked like a bag that was like tied to it. And when he took that off, that was like the 7-letter word
Okay.
one. He goes, oh, another. He goes, there's a second lock. And he sees it as 7-letter word.
I forget what the clue was.
Bro, the clue...
Oh, Tucker Dale was looking at the fireplace, looking at
Yeah,
this shit, and
and
he
what did
says,
it
"You
say?
will make history."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or going down in
Going down in
history.
history.
Going down in history.
And then the
He goes, hey,
exec dude
hey.
just goes, president's last name.
I know,
Oh.
why
Would you go straight to that?
Going down history could be presidents. He goes, what kind of presidents have had 7-letter last names in the little
The
the
girl just
quantification?
rifling off fucking
Madison,
names.
Jackson, fucking this one, Quincy, fucking all this other shit. It's like, what? He's like, whoa, Rain Man, chill out.
Yeah.
And he's like, that was very offensive, actually. The
God, that was
nerdy
lame.
kid was like, that was very offensive.
I don't think I was offended. I laughed at that joke.
I was
But
offended.
She fucking, she starts rifling him off. So this was so annoying because what the dude does, he's like, all right, whoa, slow
Whoa,
down. All right,
first
what was
one.
the first one?
Madison.
And then he goes and
M-A-D.
Every single
I looked up
fucking
on him, like,
letter.
he doesn't have to spell them out.
And then he does 4 more names, and
Yeah.
you hear it in
Jackson,
the background.
J.
I'm like, oh my
C.
god.
Like, oh, like,
So-
dude, you don't have to spell it out. We're pretty sure we can all spell those fucking last names.
So while this is happening, the drunk. You
I
better say
can't,
something?
No.
Oh, the drunk fucking loser
He
is
sees, was it
the
like,
the reindeer skulls or
yeah,
whatever.
the
like
heads of the antlers.
antlers.
Yeah, the antlers.
And they're all
shit.
mounted on plaques, so they all, and then he starts looking at them.
Each plaque has a letter.
Yeah. So he starts looking at all the letters, and he has a flashback. This is his flashback now, because they've done the other ones. The guy with the boat, and the executive dude. He looked at the snow globe, had the sailboat in it.
Oh,
And he
right.
had that little flashback. So now it's his turn. And he flashes back. It's a bunch of people in a car, like cram packed into the fucking thing in like high school.
The scene, I couldn't help but I laugh at this. Scene.
And they're all like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They're all
fucking
they're all
everybody-
shit-
yeah.
Everyone's just 16-year-olds just shit-faced.
He's drinking. He's behind the wheel.
He's smoking a cigarette.
and
He's just having a
screaming
good old
loud as
time.
fuck.
Fuck.
He's screaming loud as hell, and they're singing fucking Rudolph. And then they get to the part. It's like, "You'll go down in history," and then, brr, and then it
How did
backtrack
they
hits
know that happened at that exact time?
All right? How did
Because
they know?
why
he was
would
singing?
they
That
weren't
kid wouldn't have
following
said-
him? They
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
until
years.
after that happened. Who wrote in the police report? Well, the only thing I remember was we
Him,
were
he's
listening
the only
to-
survivor.
Yeah, that's
so
what
it
I'm
had
saying.
to been him.
What was he writing? Like,
Yeah,
I
singing Rudolph.
said, you'll go down in history. Then I died. Like, is that or everyone died? Like,
Yeah.
how would they fucking figure that
I
out?
wouldn't care. You're drunk.
Yeah, no one would think that. Like, I don't know. It was just
What
such
were
an
you?
odd-
What were you guys saying? The second you guys all.
What song were
every
you guys listening to?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you say?
What was the last words you said to your friends? You're like, I'm drunk, dude. The fucking shit face. Like, I don't know.
It
Fucking,
didn't make any sense. Like, all right,
how
good.
did they know
What if
that?
they were undercover, like they're going with like a fake
Those
mustache and a
yeah.
trench coat?
Hey, by the way, what were you
Hey,
singing?
I'm from the Wall Street.
Yeah.
I heard,
there a
I heard
song?
you killed all your friends. Were you guys able to sing a certain song or anything? Or were you,
Can you
what
give
was
me
the last
some
thing you
details on
said?
that?
Anything we might be able to use
What was the
later
last
in
thing
a
you
riddle.
said to your friends? He's like yelling at him, like, what? Who are you?
Like, he just did this for
How did they know? And they placed it like perfectly, like actually got real reindeer skulls and everything. That was the most elaborate thing to get a lock open
Oh my
ever, and just have a weird flashback. That was the only reason for
The
that.
only reason.
The only reason to have his flashback because he was such a weird fucking character is that, alright, we gotta have a 7-letter fucking lock on a door after you open the first lock, and it has to be Rudolph.
Bro, that was
And
so
that whole
funny.
scene could have been like, and they could have just found another key and opened it and left.
I literally didn't think of that until just right now, but how did they think of that? Like, I
Oh
just thought of
my
that.
god, so bad.
Alright.
So, he
So
sings
yeah, he's got
song,
the answer, Rudolph.
Yeah, yeah.
And you hear the guy in the background the whole time like, Jackson,
Yes,
man,
yelling out
he's like
shit.
going on this shit, and then he's like,
Rudolph.
it's Rudolph.
He's like, dude, Rudolph's not a president.
He's like, did he just sit Rudolph as I'm president? Like, I'm the alpha male. I'm
Dumbass. Yeah,
go
okay.
back over there, bro. And he's
Yeah.
like, and then he does it, and it fucking unlocks it. Good
my-
job, fucking Rudolph, man.
Shit was
Now
hilarious. You
you're-
killed your friends for that.
Yeah.
So they go outside and it's fucking
That's
the
a life
complete
lesson, just
opposite.
like that.
It's freezing cold. It's fucking snowing.
And you don't even know if
They
you're
open the
inside
door.
or outside at this point.
They're in like an old log cabin. They open the door and they're on the porch, and it's snowing, and there's a frozen lake right off the steps. Like,
It's like,
Yeah.
boom,
Onto a
welcome to
frozen lake.
Poland. You know?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
just welcome to the
Fucking-
fucking woods in Poland somewhere on a frozen lake. It's like, how? We just came from a fiery waiting room in a building to a fucking log cabin with ice fishing. It's like, what?
yeah. So it was crazy. So whatever. They tweak for a little bit, but then they finally go out and they start looking for
And then the
shit.
door slams, shuts, and locks.
Yeah. So here's the start. They're tripping like whatever, and they eventually find like some supplies. They find one coat. And then this is when the fucking exec dude comes up. He's like, "Oh my god, where'd you find that?" And then we get a little glimpse into him. And this is where I wrote down. I realized that okay,
Oh, this
everyone's got some crazy past.
Yeah.
This is where I started to realize that. And so they have one jacket to fit everybody, like, or to be shared by everybody while they do this. And
Dude, you remember that far in the waiting room and the guy's like, yeah, did this, like the trucker dude, and then he's like, wow, I was like, way to go, Buzzkill. He's like,
That's just my life.
That's just my life.
yeah, that shit
I'm
was
like,
hilarious.
damn, this guy is like this fucking alpha like loser over here, just fucking roasting people's lives. Right, so yeah, they find the jacket. No.
Yeah, so they're still searching at this point, really, and then nothing really happens until the drunk, ugly kid. He's just walking, and then he his foot falls into a fishing hole, like an ice fishing hole, and he gets his foot wet, and then there's like a perfect circle into the thing.
And then the alpha male guy comes over. He's like, how did you not see a giant perfect hole fishing for the ice? Like,
I know,
bro,
Bro,
it's
did
like,
you see it there
did you?
before?
No one noticed it before.
Everyone's been scanning the whole fucking
I'm
room.
freezing my
No-
dick up,
yeah.
and it's fucking. You could barely see anything because like those fans kicked on it, and made everything like white, and you couldn't
Yeah,
really
like
see.
what the fuck?
So he just
I
wandering.
thought he was gonna get frostbite. Like I thought,
yeah, I thought that
was gonna
like
happen.
because I thought that was why his
How
foot
did
was
he
fucked
ever
up.
dry his foot?
Next room.
It's
I
just
don't know.
it's been getting frozen.
But at least you get to the next place and then it's like back to normal
was
temperatures, and then
drenched.
you're just like
Yeah.
slowly it would warm back up.
But remember, they sit there for hours when they have
they
to
sit there
melt
all
it.
night.
His foot has been wet that entire time. He's
It
gonna
would-
have a
he
Mr.
would've definitely-
Deeds.
he would
He's
have a
gonna
Mr.
become Deeds.
By their fingers would have been Mr. Deeds because the way they were
They
holding
would
the
have all
ice,
been
and his
Deeds
foot would have
and
been
Crazy Eyes combined.
yeah, and he would have been
You
Deeds.
talking to me? No, I'm talking to those squirrels or something. So this is where like the first thing happens. So like okay, and then the semi truck driver from fucking
Tuckerdale.
from Tuck whatever. He finds like a fucking fishing rod. Okay,
He looks at a stuffed wolf.
yeah, and
He
it's
goes,
looking
"Hey,
at what are you looking at? Yeah.
Oh, good boy. And he
Why
goes,
would you just assume? Well, then remember when the other girl finds the other animal and sticks
Why
her
did she
hand
look
in?
at it?
Why didn't she assume it was looking at something? You know what I
She
mean?
finds
Like,
a polar bear one.
it's just like what the fuck.
Yeah.
So
And you notice the dog it was like a husky. The stuffed dog was a husky with 2 different color eyes.
bullshit.
And that was the guy, man. Remember he said his
Bullshit.
dog. Yeah, you didn't notice
Oh,
that?
no, I didn't
Yeah.
notice
Had
that.
a
Good
blue and a
catch.
gr- had a
Holy
blue and a
shit,
green
that's
eye, yeah.
steezy. That's
was
really
steezy.
sick. So so he gets a fishing rod to match this
He
fucking.
almost dies getting it.
Yeah, he like hits his sack on a couple trees and she's like, oh my god.
Oh, my nuts!
That's exactly what he said.
And then he comes back. He's like, "Yeah, I got a fishing pole." He's like, "I found it." He's like, "I can finally say I climbed a tree for the first time in my entire life." Bro, you're like 40-something years old. You never climbed a tree before?
Fucking
Like,
loser.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
And he sucked at it. He almost died like 3 times.
Yeah. And then, so they start, like, doing some ice fishing, and then the...
At this point, hold on. Did you guys think about, like, since the Nirvana was going around smoking cigarettes, I'm like, this dude's got a fucking lighter.
So,
Yeah, the whole time.
was that
Burn some
know.
sticks, bitch!
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Create a fire, but everything's kind of wet and damp. Isn't it hard? to,
No,
like,
you can probably get some. There's stuff in the house.
But
Remember
I'd
on the
try your-
porch there was like logs and wood
Yeah,
and
it's
shit?
like,
I would just
yeah,
take
you're
that.
right. I would try to...
I would let
start
that
a-
cabin on
start-
fire.
yeah, I would
I
try
would
to
let that
start a
cabin on
fucking
fire. and
Yeah, I would, like, ignite the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I think about that all the time.
But then again, I thought about it. It's like, okay, they're still in a room. If they light a fire, they're gonna suffocate.
True. Yeah, it's
They'd be
true.
like, oh, now you just add another variable to your own.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Have fun in there. Now we
Yeah.
don't even know what's gonna happen
Yeah.
because no one lit the fucking cabin on
Yeah,
fire
that
before.
6% survival rate just dropped right
Down
down.
about
But what-
0.
I saw you were, like, pre-wild. What were you about to say?
Fuck, what'd you just say right before that?
I don't know. I kind of cut you guys off.
I was about to say that the girl finds a compass in her jacket pocket.
Oh, he's like,
They start ice fishing.
oh yeah, he said ice fishing. So he's like, finally something I can do. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and he goes puts a fishing pole in there. And he's like, oh what? Stand there and just hold a pole in your hand. He's like, you say that one more time, I'm gonna slap you like your parents should have, or some
Yeah, then he
shit.
gets, like,
he's
all
disrespect.
serious.
He's like, don't ever disrespect me again,
Like-
or I'm gonna slap you like your parents should have. And he's like, oh, and the girl starts like chuckling. She's like, ha ha ha. Like everybody hates this dude.
I
for
know.
some reason.
I don't know
for
why
no
they hate
reason.
him. I don't
Because he just looks like a
because
piece
the
of
exec
shit.
guy starts talking shit like.
As soon as he walked in, they're like, oh, this guy, look at his clothes.
He's a
Ah,
piece-
you
He
know,
looks like
he's a
he
piece
kills all
shit.
of his
Fucking
friends.
nerds.
And then, yeah, so then he's like, oh, yeah, like, that's something I know how to do. I know how to fish. And then he cracks on for about, like, not doing anything, just standing there for hours and hold a fish pole. Then the executive's like, he gets pissed off. He's like, it's fucking cold. He starts getting mad because he
Yeah.
starts having flashbacks. And he's like, give me the pole, Mike. And he, like, takes the pole from him. He's like, you don't even know what you're doing. He's like, look, you didn't even release the fucking switch. And he flicks the switch on the
line.
the thing on the fishing pole, and it just it goes. Like, he was just standing there with just the hook
Where
just
was
sitting
it?
in the
Yeah.
water. Just like, I got it. That's the only thing I know how to do. And
Are
he's like,
you literally waiting for fish to fucking?
yeah, he's literally just, and then he clicks it. He's like, "Jeez," and then the whole fucking
Goes down like 30
The whole
feet.
spool fucking goes out.
I don't know fishing rods all too well, but was that bitch upside down?
He was reeling it in the other way. It should have been.
The loops were on the top of the rod. Wasn't that supposed to be on the bottom of the rod?
No, not that kind of pole.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Because that's like a deep sea fishing pole, like a big pole. So you literally, it's like it bends like this. So you want like the eyes on the outside. When you do like bass fishing and shit, like in your like normal fishing pole, the eyelets are
okay,
on the
so
bottom.
yeah, I don't know shit about rods.
So
Yeah. So he obviously he's like the only thing I know how to do, and he doesn't even know how to do that.
he literally just stood there.
He
and
literally
held
just
it.
held the thing in the water, and there's no hook on it.
So while they're doing that, the college girl with the jacket, she finds the compass and she sees a
On the
sign that says like
dog
true
sled.
north is a lie. Yeah.
True
And so
North is a lie.
so the compass is bringing her to something, and she it's like the fucking wolf or whatever, or it's like a
I
bear.
just realized why it said true north was a lie.
Yeah, because not supposed to follow.
No, because she got close to it and there's a giant magnet and it threw the fucking compass off the opposite direction. So true north is a lie. She walked up to the polar bear as soon as she got there, going zoop, and the thing spun
Yeah,
the
so
other
to
way.
not follow
So it's
where
not a
north
lie
is.
because it's a lie because it's fake because she wouldn't follow it because the magnet threw the compass off.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So she gets to the thing and she sticks around or whatever. She finds like a giant magnet. She brings it back to the fucking fishermen losers who are still standing there with their dicks in their hand. So they put the magnet on there. They drop it down. What do you know? It connects to something.
And it's fucking big.
How did the magnet connect to ice?
No, it had a
No,
metal
it had a
frame
metal
around it.
frame.
Had a
Oh,
steel
yeah,
frame
okay.
around it, around the
All right,
giant
so they
block
grab
of
it up and it's this fucking giant like I don't know
block of
like
ice.
That has
block-
got to be a strong ass
And it was only like
magnet.
this big. That's what I thought. It was only this big. If it was like a magnet like this big, yeah, it could. That could easily pick that up.
I mean,
No,
it's
it
in
was
water.
it was
It's
the
in
size of a
water.
butt plug.
But I mean, it is in water too, so it's
I don't
gonna
know.
be
What
easier.
size butt plug do you use?
I mean that was
How do the
amateur.
sizes range? Are they like gauges?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's exactly how it is.
So yeah, so they get the thing up and it's the
I was
key.
waiting to say like 3 gauge, 4 gauge, and you're like,
So,
yeah, it's amateur.
12 gauge.
It's a key frozen in like a giant box of or a giant
It's
giant
on the
cube
end
of
a
ice.
Shotgun, you shoot it to your ass.
And then at this point they like. Oh yeah, the loser homie fires up a cigarette, right?
Yeah.
And then the
And the
girl's like,
girl-
"Can you not smoke that around me?"
Yeah.
So he goes across the fucking room, and they're like, "Yo, how the fuck we gonna get this key?" They're like, "Oh shit, the fucking loser kid has a lighter." Whatever they were gonna think they were gonna do with
Why
this.
wouldn't they just?
Hey
They were
Nirvana,
probably gonna sit there and
give us
hold
your
it.
lighter.
He
hold
calls
it.
him Nirvana.
No,
Oh, okay.
He's
I
like,
call him
give us
nerd.
your lighter, I'm gonna take all your One Direction CDs.
Yeah, like-
he's still cracking jokes the whole movie on these
What
people.
kind of joke was
The
that?
kid's like 27 years old.
And he's look at him. He's a fucking drunk. You know.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
like,
even a fucking.
do you think he listens to One Direction? Look
I
at
know,
him.
it's not even a good
It's like you saw
joke.
Kenny, and you'd be like, do you listen
Yeah.
to Nirvana, One Direction? Like, no, you
I would have
listen
said
to
it more
some
than the
shitty-
nerdy kid.
Yeah.
That would have been it. Like, it was just his jokes are bad. That's how you know. No,
Or the young girl, or some shit. Like,
yeah.
why is it
So.
him?
So the kid's like kind of agitated, the ugly loser, and he just throws a lighter like halfway, and it lands like halfway in between them. So the fucking nerd kid,
I
he
wonder why they
walks
zoomed in like
to let you know, yeah, like it was
that
important
spot's
to pay
gonna be
attention.
Perfect.
Yeah, I wish they didn't do that. So he walks up and he grabs a lighter and he just
says
chills.
something to him.
Yeah, he says something, then all of a sudden, boom,
Like a fiery explosion. Not even like.
and he falls
ice
straight
broke.
in,
Yeah.
and then he goes under, and then he dies.
And there's a current under there.
of course. Oh, they
How is there a current in
Late,
that?
I mean, I'm assuming
They obviously
it's
made it, built
yeah.
it in there.
Yeah.
So
that's
how do they
how-
get rid? How do they get rid of that room?
All
Yeah,
that
you're
water.
right.
There's a fucking
How did they get rid
frozen
of
lake
it?
with a fucking rushing
How
current
much is-
underneath,
yo, a
with a
cop-
log
yo.
cabin with a tunnel that goes downstairs to the waiting room.
What do you think their
How?
electricity bill is looking like?
This abandoned building's been running fucking 17 fucking kilowatts of energy.
It's like
a fucking
1,000
second.
times more than anything else we have ever seen.
And the building was abandoned beforehand, so imagine
Yes.
FPL or like FPL.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
It's like
Why did this
nothing,
abandoned-
everything.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
most
they,
obvious
yeah, we
thing
gotta,
ever.
yeah, like they're using an insane amount of fucking energy in this fucking building.
Like, it'd be the most obvious, the first place everywhere would look. Know how hard it would be to power something to do that cold, and also something that hot? Like, what the and it was kept at that cold. It's not like it just turned that then.
it
was
got
that the whole
colder.
time.
Remember
Yeah.
when they walked out, it was at 30 degrees, and it's like,
Yeah, they're like
it was dropping at
What
a
are their
rapid.
bills?
That's like a giant fucking freezer in
30
like a
degrees
restaurant.
and dropping.
Okay,
That's what she
so
said.
then, yeah, he falls in, whatever, he dies. And then, for some fucking reason, everyone just loses their mind and just blames the ugly loser kid. Like,
You were the only one near him. It's your
you
fault.
looked at him, so it must have been you! Like, what the fuck?
You just happened to throw the lighter in the perfect fucking spot. It's
What
like,
does that mean?
I can't see.
I'm
You can't
sorry,
see
the
over
lighter
here.
broke the ice.
Like, yeah.
My bad.
We almost died from, like, this other thing, but yeah, definitely you did some shit like that. Like,
It's
yeah.
like, bro, it's another circumstance that's happening. It's like, it has nothing to do. So, who fucking put the flames on? She did. Like,
yeah,
what
I know,
the
like,
fuck? It has nothing to
just
do with
randomly
me.
started blaming him.
Oh, you're the only one that knew that spot was gonna break, huh? Who, Game Master?
So, yeah,
The
Game
only
Master,
time
yeah.
they say anything else besides the Game Master is besides the beginning.
It's the only
that,
time. They
and
never
then
bring it
at
up
the
again.
end.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they never accuse anybody else after that.
I don't really even understand that sort of accusation. All right, what if you like? What does that mean? If
I was
the
the Game Master, you
what
jumped
difference
in
would
here
that have
with
made?
you.
You're still not
I
getting
almost
out.
died the last time in the last
I
room.
fell in the fucking icy hole, bitch.
Yeah.
I didn't die. Like, what the
But
fuck?
this is what I don't get. So yeah, Danny falls in the water and he dies, but this is the only death that's really not game related. You know what I mean? He just literally they kill him. It's not even like he dies doing anything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they
Who knew that he was gonna get the
Because he
lighter?
had the lighter. They
But he
snuck the
knew.
lighter there.
Because he knew, they're watching him, so maybe they're just like, now someone's got to die because this kid.
Oh.
Because they weren't
They're using a
exactly because
variable
they're
that
going to
wasn't
use the
there.
lighter exactly.
That wasn't
Oh,
part of
okay,
the
okay,
part of the
nice,
plan. So
nice.
they're like, get rid
They
of the
went
lighter.
out of the box, so
Get rid of the lighter. Oh, he's holding it in his hand, and then later on they blow up all the ice.
that
anyway.
or also was probably a punishment.
Yeah, I know. I get
That's
what
what I
you're
mean.
saying.
They saw him on there spark up like, they're gonna use a lighter to skip, like
Yeah.
to beat this out. Like, fuck that. Danny's holding the lighter in his hand. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, and it's
You know?
even worse to do it to Danny because it wasn't his lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, oh yeah, so now the only thing to do is to use their body heat from their hands to jerk this fucking thing off until there's no more ice.
Keep rubbing the block.
And you said the perfect thing at the theater too. I was
What?
laughing my ass off.
Oh
when it
yeah,
came to that.
because after a little while, like they've been holding it for what looks like hours,
Yeah.
and then at one point the semi truck driver he has it in his possession, but it looks like the size of like
Your hand.
the size
a
of your hand's like
softball.
at this time you could throw that on the ground and destroy it and break
Yeah.
it open. You don't need to rub it on your dick for fucking 30 more minutes. Like at a certain point
He's
it
like,
would be
"No,
okay
I
to
got
smash.
it. I got it. And it's like barely sticking out. The key's starting to stick out. He's like, I got it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
what?
I'll sacrifice
And at
myself
this
and hold
point,
it. It's like,
the metal
you
around
could've
it could
smashed-
be used
you
as a
could've-
hammer to hit it.
you could
Like,
have gotten it down like a little bit enough to like move it out of that thing, and once there's room in there, you can smash it. It's gonna
Smash
create
the
more
shit out of
force.
it.
Not if it's solid completely up against the frame, it's not gonna break.
Yeah.
You had a rod, a line, and a giant magnet. You could have just swung that bitch
I would've
at
been
and just
like, what-
cracked it.
yeah.
Exactly.
You know that whole wall is there. There's a screen. There's another wall with a fucking door.
You got a
And the
tube sock and a
building.
rock, you'll get that motherfucker out, no problem.
But I didn't like this because everything else was like you had to think of something to get out. Like it had to be
This
a
one's
clue.
like sacrifice
this
their
one,
body.
This one, I know. This one wasn't even like
And they're like,
riddles.
let's melt it, and then they all go like this.
They're just jerking it off.
That's the first time, like, everybody put their hands out, like,
and they just like touch tips. Yeah.
it's like, bro, you better be fucking rubbing that. Dude,
I'm
they
like-
did it in like Fear Factor or
For
some
real, I'll
shit.
just be like-
or no, Real World. In like
No,
Real
well,
World, they're
everybody,
like,
you're
you have
just
to
in a
melt this
circle.
block. Like they had teams and like on Real World way back in the day. Like, you had to melt it, and
But then-
they'd all get on there, they
Oh,
put their butts down.
yeah.
Remember they were like,
Yo,
all
but
right,
I
tag in,
remember
you
that.
tag in, and they would go like, they would take turns rubbing on the fucking block of ice to melt, and it melted quick as fuck. These people were just like, let's just hold it. Yeah, after 10 minutes, your fingers are frozen, and
That's
guess
what-
what? They're the same temperature as the ice, and it's not melting anymore.
Exactly. Then
You
your
have to
hands
cre-
aren't. Your body heat is
You
down.
could have taken
gone.
you could have taken anything and created friction on it. Just keep scratching it with something, or take a
Yeah.
branch and rub it on there. Like,
There had to have been a
Some
better
shit.
idea.
If you guys got to pee,
yeah,
Oh,
oh my
I would
god!
have pissed my dick off.
I would have pissed all over
I
everybody.
would have
and
drank
that.
all that water that Danny died in, and I would have just pissed everywhere.
I would be like sticking my hand in there, like drinking. Like, ah! I bet
But don't
everybody
you-
start pissing.
But you know, like when you put an ice cube under a faucet and then it like
It
you
melts
melt
quick
it,
as fuck.
couldn't you just dip
Hold
it a little bit in the current?
Well, they pulled it out of there. It should have been melted.
That's what I
already.
was thinking, because it's like, but then again, it is really cold, so maybe it freezes
That water,
just as much as it gets
no,
on it.
that water would have been frozen if that was
what
at the
I'm thinking.
bottom. That's the coldest spot of
That's
that whole
true.
thing.
That's true.
If that whole water wasn't frozen, how did that block of ice stay frozen?
Yeah.
That whole time,
Yeah.
that block of ice would have fucking it would have
that is
melted.
very true.
Yeah, you're right.
The only way it would stay frozen if
It
it's
was at the
frozen
top.
and if
Yeah,
at
because
the
the
top
bottom's
was
warm.
air
That's where
and
all
like
the fish go. They're like at the bottom. Well, not in there, but
How did it
literally.
keep its shape in the water?
It was perfectly.
And it was like such a high current, it would have been eroded. It would have been that key would have been gone before they even got in there.
Yeah, or maybe they didn't turn the current on until Danny fucking fell in there. So okay, so they finally, after somehow having no repercussions, after spending hours
18 hours
jerking off
Their
ice
hands,
cubes,
your hands with your fingertips, all your fingers would have been black. Your hands would
like
have been
what
black.
you would have been
frozen.
Deeds. You would have
You'd
been Mr. Deeds.
You'd have been Mr. Deeds.
You would have been.
Because you would have died. They had one jacket the entire night. You would have died.
Like I
for
would have
sure.
continuously just thrown it against rocks and broken that motherfucker open.
So
For real.
truck driver falls over, Tucker man, and
Drops the ball of
drops the ice, and the key is kind of just sticking out of it.
Yeah, it's like why were you?
It
Still
was already
holding it?
exposed.
You're an
He's
idiot.
still holding it for
You're
hours.
A fucking moron.
So exec man grabs the key and runs to the
Screams.
door
He's like trying to pull it out with his like frozen
because
fingertips.
he's such a little bitch.
Their fingers would have fallen off.
He
by
prances over to the fucking to the door,
then. And the guy tackles him. He's like, "No!" The drunk kid. He like tackles him. He's like, "No, back, stay back!" He's like thinks he's losing his mind, and he's like starts attacking him, and he like finally runs off to the
He's
door.
like, "There's a door." He's like, "What? There's a door."
Everybody's like, "There's a door." He goes, "He said it."
I know.
He
He
said it. He
told
goes,
everybody.
"There's a door, so we need a small key."
What do you think they were
Yeah.
getting a key for? What? A fucking chastity belt?
Yeah, everybody else is like, "Wait, there's a door." Why do you think we've been melting this ice for
Yeah.
18 hours to get a key? To what?
Dumb fuck.
Jesus Christ.
So he turns the thing, and the door does not open. And he keeps turning it, it's not opening. And they look behind him, it's actually another door that pops open.
Across ice.
Yeah, and as soon as that pops open, the ice from the other side towards the cabin starts exploding. Like, little by little, just, fucking taking away their path to the door. So
Yeah.
they're all hauling ass and shit, and nobody dies from that. It was Danny's the only dead man.
So yeah, they all get into the new room, and this one I like this one the most. It's like a full bar, fully like decorated.
Yeah,
and
this was very
yeah,
creative.
it's
I
like
like this one a
completely
lot.
upside down. And one of the things I like the most is like throughout this scene, and then majority at the end, they turn the camera upside down, so everything is right side up except for the people, which looks kind of cool. I kind of like when they did that effect. But so yeah, so they're in there and they gotta like fucking figure shit out just like they always do. So off rip, they don't know what to do, and the phone just starts ringing. It's on the roof on a pool table, and it's ringing, and they're like, how the fuck are we supposed to
Dale.
get that? Yeah, Tucker Dale, he walks over there, and it just falls perfectly, and then he grabs it perfectly,
Just
catches
lands
it.
straight in his hand.
Like it was staged.
He's like, how am I gonna get
are
that?
Are you the master?
Are you the game master?
Like,
No
what?
one asked that. When he's
Yeah.
sitting there, he goes, I wonder how I'm gonna get that phone. Click.
falls right
And he
into his
watches
palm.
it just come down.
And he
just land
catches it pretty cool. Like, he's
Yeah.
done this before.
Like,
Like,
he
Yeah.
set it all up. Catches it. Hello?
Yeah. Fucking
It's 90s
AOL
AOL and Windows 98 login to fucking get on the internet. And it was like that noise, that like all that shit.
And then music starts playing.
Horrible
Yeah.
music.
And then every time that the music cuts off, a panel of the floor goes out. So then you have like a fucking 20-story death drop.
Yeah, there's 4
they
panels.
felt the floor, the room flew. Remember, you could feel the room going up. They show them like,
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
like pinned down 'cause they're going so fast. So they built a room elevator that shoots
An
up.
entire a room-size elevator shaft.
That shoots up fast as fuck and lifts all that up with floors that just drop out, and it's upside down with all that shit.
Room-sized elevator shaft.
So yeah, they're looking through shit, and then
They got a good
the
budget.
college girl.
They
What's
got
up?
a good budget.
Oh my god, it's insane. The college girl,
And then they destroyed it.
and then do it again, right? It's just insane. Like,
Let's create another one.
so the girl finds like a giant slide puzzle, and she goes over and she starts doing the puzzle. And I didn't even get what the fuck they figured out from this.
Nothing.
I don't
didn't
understand.
See a
I
one
didn't
thing.
get
didn't
it.
understand
There was a
that
bunch
at
of
all.
jumbled up like album covers and colors
it's
and
just all the
shapes.
colors were together. That was it.
And this was supposed to tell the code because the other girl, the army girl, she found like a fucking safe. And yeah, so they're like yelling out codes and shit. And during this, the fucking the floor is falling and all that stuff.
And the floor, as they're all, it's Tucker Dale, the drunk kid, and the college girl, all holding onto the wall while she's doing the puzzle. They're figuring it out. They get the code. They're like, "This is the code. It's fucking 9, this something 10." All right, they do it. It doesn't work. They're freaking out. And then she just looks over, and the bolt holding the shelf to the wall just goes. And just fucking spins itself out of the
yeah.
wall, and then the shelf starts like falling off, like where they
Yeah.
almost die.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
dangling.
it catches him at like a 55 degree.
Yeah, and they're
angle.
like dangling backwards over the ground, of the floor, and piece by piece is falling. And executive dude's like, "Fucking Mike!" Like yells at the trucker dude. He's like, "You need to get off the fucking shelf now." He's like, "I can't." He starts freaking out, trying to get to it. He couldn't do it, and he starts screaming at him. He's like, "Get off the shelf!" Like he's a crazy person. So then the
college girl.
college girl, she's like, "Fuck it, I gotta get off. Like we gotta do it." So she starts reaching, and he can almost reach her, and he's like, "Grab my hand, grab my hand, grab my hand." She didn't want to grab his hand, so she reaches for the
He's
fucking-
like screaming at her, and she is obviously
She's
not
literally
reaching for him.
this close.
She's reaching for a pool cue,
Yeah,
and
on the
he's
wall.
got his hand out, like not even close. Like he's obviously not going for you. Why are you yelling
Yeah.
at her?
"Grab my hand!" And she's like, still reaching for the wall, grabs it,
No, but then she falls,
and then something like the wall,
wall,
like,
yeah.
it shifts or some shit, so it
and
knocks
this
her
fall
off.
looks so funny.
She flies back and lands on the one
Panel,
section
like
of
perfectly
panel.
flat.
Perfectly flat, and her head's dangling backwards over the hole,
Just
and
looks so
it could
funny.
be any minute now that this fucking floor, that one that she's on, could fall out. So the guy's screaming at her to wake up. She's unconscious. She like blacked out. And
Has a flashback.
Yeah,
Plane
has a
crash. That's when we
flashback.
find out she's a plane crash victim.
Yeah, she's watching her mom lay in the seat, or sitting in the seat in the plane, dead. She's on the floor, looking up all the dead people hanging from the plane. And flashback, she starts waking up, and the guy's down there, and he's like trying to get her up so he can get her back up on the wall so the floor doesn't fall out. And she's like, "We're upside down, we're upside down." She's like yelling, "We're upside down" or something. And then he's like, "Just get on the fucking wall." And then she looks over. She's like, "Oh, we're upside down. So the code must be upside down too. Do it fucking 0198."
But if the code was upside down, wouldn't the numbers themselves be upside down?
That's what I thought. Like,
Yeah.
so the 9 had to be the 6.
And then then they
The
would
8
be
would have to be an
backwards, but you
8.
would have to, but you would but like you would read it and then read it the way that it already is.
That used to be like the normal if the bar was the right side up.
Yeah, or just the way, yeah, because if you were looking at it and the numbers were upside down, you'd realize you're still gonna read it from the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know one's gonna be down here instead of
If
over
there's
here.
this box and the thing, if I see this, I obviously know not to say, "Oh, I guess you spell movie E-I-V."
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, it's
But
not
yeah,
retarded.
so whatever they
It
figure out.
should have been common sense. She should have did it in that order,
Yeah.
but she obviously didn't.
So they figure out the code, and then the girl opens up, and she
The-
finds like the 8-ball
The
that
8-ball
opens up the
has
door.
The door handle like hole drilled in it.
So she puts. So okay,
She sticks it in her pocket.
She sits in her pocket, and but then she look over, and everybody is on the other side of the room. Well, all these fucking floors are done. So she decides that she's
There's
gonna
one
be an
section.
acrobat, and she jumps to the pool table, and she's like shimmying across.
As
and
soon
then-
as she gets there, she's like, "Ah, my arms!" He's like freaking out. I'm like, "Why'd you
It
jump?"
looked like she was about to fucking acrobat, like
I thought
backflip,
she was gonna like
big
American Ninja
rip-
Warrior,
yeah.
like skip, skippy all the way
Yeah.
down that shit, or like dangle like monkey bars that shit across.
Right when
Jumps
she
in-
gets there, she starts bitching.
She's like, "Ah, my shoulder!"
Yeah.
Like fucking showing her all of her
Restart.
scars, and she's like rotating her arm like her shoulder's fucked. Like you should not have made that leap to only dangle from your arms if your arms are bad. Like jump to something where you can stand on. Like jump to the pool table, and then there's those little bar stool tables next to it. Get over to those and just stand on it for a minute. Like, all right, use your arms minimal, not hang from your fucking arms the whole time if you have a bad shoulder.
She's a soldier. She fucking pushes through that shit.
Well, what she does is an idiot not think, because while she's doing
And then
this,
she's upside down shimmying.
we look and then we see the 8-ball. Why would you not tuck that all the way in your fucking pocket? It's the only important thing.
The only way we can
in my asshole.
People are
It's
dying.
a vagina. Stick it in their vagina.
Nature's pocket.
You're like a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Put it in your pocket.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, why would it's just a half hanging out?
8-ball anywhere. She could have fucking put it in her mouth.
Anywhere,
for God's sakes.
so she's shimmying and then
What the hell was that?
She could have just thrown it across the room to them.
yeah, and then so
That would have been a bad idea though. 'Cause
8-ball falls and it perfectly lands on the last panel. Thank God. So she decides to fucking just jump down. All right, so then the 8-ball is just fucking hanging out of her pocket, and then it falls, and she jumps down to get it, and then at the last second, well, she throws the ball up, and then she's just so ready to sacrifice herself. Like, they're like, all right, come on, and then she just goes, no, it's okay.
she was, it's okay.
She gives up.
Yeah, she just fucking...
that.
When she says that, she's the floor already fell out. She dove and caught the hanging phone by the phone cord.
Oh, yeah.
And she's hanging on by it, and they're like, come on. You can make it. And she's not even attempting. She's not moving. She's literally like, her arms are like, you can hear her arms like getting all fucked, and they keep showing her scars. And she's like, no, it's okay. And then they're like, no. They scream. Phone cable breaks. You watch her plummet
Falls
to her
over to
death.
death.
Pretty nice plummet.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get out.
You hear her hit the ground too. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, they get out and they go to the next room. And the little girl, the college girl, is just fucking bawling her eyes out. And at this point, it's like, okay, the executive dude, he's an asshole.
He's been a dick this
but,
whole time, but
it's understandable.
it's 100%. You watch people die. It's like, now I'm not dying.
That's what I'm saying. So it's understandable, and then we don't have time. From
And
the
I don't
last
know
one,
these people.
everything is a rush. So it's like, let's just hurry the fuck up and get
That's
this
what I
done.
get. The kid's like, yeah, give her a fucking minute, man. He's like, she's fucking crying over here. He's like,
we don't
have
minute.
a fucking minute.
That's why he's
like, by the last one, as the floors are falling out, fire starting,
Like,
like,
can we
guess
have a
what?
minute
It's
then?
all
No,
time.
he was entirely right.
Exactly,
100%.
exactly. I think so.
I don't
too.
get it. Yeah, I didn't like him when I was watching it, but it's like, yo,
But
that
I-
boat situation, like, yeah, it might be if it's like your best friend or like someone like that, like whatever.
He said it was a coworker.
No, it's his roommate.
Yeah,
His
roommate.
college roommate. Yeah.
Oh, even better. Okay.
Yeah, fuck that kid. You get passed through the year because your roommate fucking died.
Oh.
So, yeah, if it's like normal people, yeah.
That's in the books. That's how
No,
it
if
works.
your roommate commits suicide in college, you automatically pass like that whole semester. It's like
What?
legit. It's legit as fuck in real life. In real life, it's
Wait,
an actual thing at
No
college.
fucking way.
Yeah, if your roommate commits suicide
insane.
in college, you'll get past the whole like that whole semester.
That's crazy.
But yeah, this guy's right.
He thought I was fucking with you.
Yeah, I don't even.
No,
that's crazy.
I've heard it multiple times. It's legit. And yeah, this guy's 100% right. Someone dies, guess what? You weren't friends with them before this, and guess their life isn't gonna keep you alive. Like
Yeah.
just because they died, it's like now we gotta sit here and cry. It's
Like,
like,
we'll
now we
cry
gotta
later.
Yeah,
Like, cry
We'll
later.
figure this shit out
If we
later.
get out,
yeah,
fuck.
if we ever make it.
So,
So
yeah.
fuck that.
So yeah, the next room is like basically there's a bunch of different hospital rooms, and they're all like, "Whoa, this is my." First of all, how do you remember your hospital bed when you're in the fucking hospital?
You're dying in like a coma. You're in a plane
Last thing I remember
crash.
being in the hospital was my fucking hospital bed. So they're there and they find like, all their information there, and this is where we figure out that they all have like these lone survivor tragedy stories, and all their separate rooms are based off of
It looks
them.
exactly like it. There's blood on one. There's like shit
Yeah.
everywhere.
And all the escape rooms in general, and this whole thing is based off them.
slowly
Based
been,
off.
yeah.
So then the TV cuts on, and it shows they have 5 minutes before like some poisonous gas comes off. And
He showed like 3 valves. You could easily just turn those things off.
really,
It's like a tank with like valves on it. You just like, oh, I guess at least try. They never even attempted to shut it off. Then maybe like I don't know. Maybe it might have been stuck, but at least give it a go.
and I don't remember how, but they figure out that they need like an EKG machine. I guess that's like the heart rate monitor.
So yeah, they go through all their files. They read their stories. Like they tell each other their stories of the girl was in a plane crash, only survivor. The kid killed everybody in a car accident when he was drunk. The other guy was in a boat accident, or his boat capsized and killed his friend. And
They all go off and have to give their story. I'm
that
like,
room that was more than 5 minutes. Like
and I'm like, what?
yeah.
How long do you wait until you just chime in and give your story? Like if you told me the most dramatic
the
thing
DUI
that's
kid,
ever
his
happened,
story was so short,
and then he cut him off
and
like,
Mike
yeah,
cut
me.
him off. I was
He literally goes, He starts telling his story.
So me
like,
and my brother were trapped in a fucking mining.
it's like, damn,
mine
dog, like, can you give him some
for
sympathy?
fucking
It's
5
fucking
days. Like, yo, this kid he figured this shit out for like, yeah. he killed all of his friends, and you guys are just trapped in a fucking hole. You
Yeah.
watch your brother die, but it's like this person killed everybody he knew.
Is this?
He just cuts them off. They go through their whole stories, and they're like, oh, the minute the thing goes off, timer goes off. We have to figure something out. They're running through the rooms. And,
3-minute timer.
No, it's
5-minute timer.
5-minute timer.
And then Mike goes in a room, and he finds a pillow, and he looks in the pillow, and there's 3 X-rays with films.
Oh yeah.
So they run, they find like the military X-ray film, like old school one, where it's like not like you hanging up, it's like strings that hold it on there. So they fucking run up and they put it in 3 hands. It's
They're throwing up gang signs.
3 hands, like crossed up fingers and shit. And one's like a fist, one's a 1 finger holding up, and then one's like 2 fingers or some shit. And they're like 0, 1, 2. It could be a combination, this, and that. And then like the fucking kid Ben just goes, no, and he fucking switches them around. And he switches them around. And he goes, no, EKG. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah. Well, my cousin's deaf, so I knew some sign language.
probably
He goes,
are.
and then he goes, yeah, they probably already knew about that already, so that's why they did it.
I love how now everything just gets easier.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, they already were paying.
Yeah.
Once they read that whole story, they
Well,
knew
yeah, because
everything.
that's a
knew.
big clue. It's like, all right, so
Yeah.
all the clues are something related to us
He goes,
personally.
that's how they knew. The one guy was like, that's how they knew that we fought over 1 jacket, and it was the exact same jacket.
And that's how they knew that I was singing Rudolph's Red-Nosed Reindeer. Like, what the fuck?
How did they know?
How did they know?
At least
and the jacket thing.
At least the other guy's like, what happened? He's like, oh, he took the. But then when they found him, didn't he have the jacket on if he killed his roommate and put the jacket on?
Yeah.
So
Wait, no, 'cause
he said
in
his
his
roommate
fake story
swam away
with
with
the
the
jacket.
jacket. So when the Coast Guard got there, what'd you do with the jacket? You can't just throw it. It's not going to float away that quick.
Yeah. Oh my god, this guy fought me for the jacket and then
he
swim
did.
away and kills himself, but I have the jacket for some reason.
Or the Coast Guard's like, looks at some guy on the boat's like,
Yeah.
you mean that jacket right there?
Yeah. Like, no.
No, I didn't throw that in the water like 10 minutes ago before he got here and on the way over. Like, what the fuck would he do with it?
How did he get away with murder? He can't
Yeah,
lie
and-
for shit.
I know.
Yeah. But still, when you're out like in a boat and just be like, I don't know, bro. We were on top of the boat, a wave crashed over us, and next thing I know, I was on the boat by myself. They don't know what happened out
Yeah.
there. Just like we flipped over. When I came back up out of the water, I didn't see him, and I never saw him again after that, and it was done.
So they go and they find the EKG machine, and then the fucking
It's
exec
fucking
dude.
from 1940 something, by the way. This EKG machine.
But then the exec dude just assumes that in order to open the door, you need an extremely high heart rate.
And he just
He
picks
arbitrarily
Ben.
picks that.
He picks Ben. Ben, let me see. Take your shirt off. Let's go. He's like, why me? He's like, what the fuck? He's
Yeah.
like, come on, man. You gotta do it. We gotta survive.
Ben is
man."
Nirvana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drunk kid.
drunk loser.
And then,
Wait, no, he's talking to the fucking.
No, he does him.
Oh,
first.
does Ben
And
first.
Oh,
then
yeah,
it says
yeah.
fail, and he
Oh,
takes
yeah.
it off. Then he goes to Mike, and he's like, yo, no, you put it on. He's like, no. He's like, come on, man. He's like, think about it. We're about to die of poison. We're about to
Just giving him his
Think of your
huge
brother.
He goes,
Yeah.
we're about to suffocate to death, and you're like, you did with your brother. Think about your brother.
So
think about your brother. Like, yeah,
ridiculous.
think about your brother dying right in front
You
of
want
you.
to save your brother? Put on this fucking EKG.
And it's obviously it's not high enough, or nothing's working. So he's like, oh my god, how do we make it higher? And he finds a defibrillator, and he fucking defibrillates him until he dies, and nothing works. His fucking
Defibrillates
his-
like 3 times. The other guy's like trying to fight him off to stop him.
Yeah, the guy's
and he
heart
keeps
is like-
he cranks it to the full power and just hits him like the 3rd time with this shit.
Why would that work? He's
And
dead.
the guy dies, and then he just drops the fucking defibrillator and walks away. And he goes, "Wait, test your strength or whatever the fuck it is." He puts a chair in front of the fucking poison tank.
starts zenning out and fucking
Zens out,
meditating.
puts the EKG on his fucking chest, takes his shirt
and then
off.
by this time,
he's
the
over there trying to
fucking
flex.
but by this time the gas has been released.
Yeah, he walks straight in, puts a chair in front of it, and just stands in front of the poison cloud. People are fucking choking all over the room. He's literally sitting directly in front of it, just like taking
to
deep
slow his-
breaths, like slowing his heart rate, and he gets down to a low enough thing where it passes. Fucking Nirvana drunk kid is giving CPR to Mike with no, even
know
though
what
he
he's
just
doing.
picked up
He's
the
like, I don't
fucking defibrillator and defibrillated him again and
Back to
shocked
life.
him back.
I know, that's what I was
Crank
thinking
it down
too.
a little bit,
I was waiting for it, but then he
Yeah.
said no.
He put it down. He could have just put the power down a little bit, popped him real quick, got him back up, and then
He
you've been
turned
straight.
the power way the fuck up.
Yeah,
he was about
but
to zap him.
Ben could have he did zap him full
Yeah.
crank.
But-
But Ben could have turned it down and zapped him again and got him back.
So,
but he didn't.
But during this time, a little bit,
girl-
the college girl starts to smash the cameras.
cameras.
She talks about the theory that the
Yeah,
teacher
thank
was,
God they said
thank
that
God we had
theory
the whole
comes
class.
back, of course.
Why?
Oh my god,
That's
it's
the
so
only
dumb.
reason they had that lecture the day before a holiday from the
Foreshadowing,
beginning
for this.
of the school year. They had to redo it again.
So she's there smashing the cameras and stuff, and then after fucking the Zen Buddha he gets his heart rate down, and they open the door. They start going out, and then the drunk loser comes back and like, yo, come on, let's go, and she's like, no, just go, I'm gonna stay here for no reason. And she smashes shit.
Smash all the cameras.
The fucking poison is coming out still. She's
foaming
she
at
literally,
the mouth.
by the time that she says, no, I don't want to come, she stands there for about a minute straight, smashes one more camera, and then passes out. What the fuck was the point of you staying there?
Next,
But
to
then-
an oxygen mask.
But then she's fucking choking, she's
Foaming out of the mouth.
Foaming out of the mouth.
No one else is foaming out of the mouth.
Yeah,
at this
no one
point.
else is foaming out of the mouth.
And the guy was standing with his face in front of the tank,
Taking deep breaths.
meditating with deep, long breaths, and he didn't foam out of the mouth. He didn't even cough.
he
didn't
lowered
even
his
cough.
heartbeat.
By
Yeah.
breathing
He
heavily
wasn't
of
even-
all
he didn't even
poison.
cough.
He was huffing the tank of poison and nothing happened to him.
Yeah, so she's...
Maybe that's what he was doing. He was like slowly dying because of the poison.
But it's like if they... No, I don't know. But yeah, so they get out. And then she leaves, and the girl passes out. And so they so they get into the next room. And it's like this whole trippy room. It's like this optical illusion room, and everything's just looking really fucking weird and twisted. And they see this vault on the floor, but it takes both of their strength to open it. And once they do, they start feeling mad
look at their
weird
hands,
immediately because they put some like trippy shit on.
DMT.
Yeah, and they start tripping their. No, I don't know. DMT wouldn't
They
last
said
that
it,
long.
they
Oh, it
said
was.
it was DMT at the end.
I thought DMT
They
trip was like 10
they
minutes
just
long.
said 3 illegal substances.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
but when their
maybe
trip only
being
lasted
DMT.
by the time they started scrapping.
Then why would they need the antidote if they were gonna?
It was the whole thing just to get them to fight.
But I'm saying,
They
but
don't know
DMT you don't need an antidote for.
I know, but
The fuck?
do you really think that like they made this movie thinking everybody knows what kind of drug this is and what it does and what it no one in 90% of America.
That's why I didn't want. I would rather them not tell me it was DMT. I was fine
at
not
the end,
knowing
he's
what
like,
it was.
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, that DMT. Like the guy, one person says it that they found traces of it, like the DMT.
What? Okay, so apparently they're tripping off of DMT. Pack that. Let's cash it in a dick. Pack that brains up.
It's like 17 bowls already.
All right.
Should we pack this then?
Yeah, pack that. So yeah, they're tripping their fucking tinies off, and they're still trying to figure out what the fuck is good. And they're looking around, and underneath the vault it says you're free to leave, but it's in your best interest to find the antidote. So they start going around looking for the antidote, and the drunk loser finds the antidote, and then homie just fucking comes in and spears him,
yeah.
and like they're fighting over the antidote for a little bit.
Each other
They're
up.
fucking each other up, tripping their tinies off.
Wait, before that all happened, when they got to that trippy room, remember those two made it after the girl dies, and he's like, "We should have got her. We should have saved her." He's like, "I don't give a fuck." Like basically the survival of the fittest speech again.
Oh yeah,
Like,
oh
he's
yeah.
like- he's in there,
How
and
is
then he
that
goes,
survival of the fittest?
and he goes, "You killed Mike." He's like, "You killed him and just left him there." He's like, "So whatever." He's like, "That's how it got to go." To some shit. He's like, "I'm not dying" or some shit. And he goes, the kid Ben looks at him. He's like, "Oh, so that's what you do." He
Yeah.
goes, "Who knows the real story of like what did your roommate really swim off?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Or did you kill him over that jacket because you were too cold?" And he started freaking out. And he's like, "But the room was different dimensions, so
Yeah,
he
it's
looked
optical
super
illusion,
tiny
yeah.
and he was huge." And then
It looked like a David and Goliath moment.
yeah, and then he starts choking up against the wall, and then they switch, and he looks small, and he looks bigger. And then Trippy's like, you don't want to do that right now. So then they stop, and that's when they're like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. Hatch, fucking open the hatch, trip balls. You don't think that kid would have been like, yo, some fucking DMT, I'm tripping balls,
I know.
I'm good, I'm
That's what I
vibing.
want to think it was. Okay, so yeah, so he finds the antidote. They're still battling for it, and then at one point, the drunk loser fucking tackles Mike into like he smashes his head on a back wall, and he fucking cracks his skull, and he kills him.
Yeah, catches the back of the head, and he goes,
Yeah.
neck break.
And then he injects himself with the antidote.
But they weren't tripping by the time he got the antidote in him. He wasn't tripping.
Then I don't even know why we needed to.
I guess
to
there's a
stop.
whole reason for them just to fight.
Yeah. And then now we're back to the first scene where we came into the movie. He comes down from the roof, you know what I mean, whatever. And then it cuts back to the last room at the hospital room where the girl died and everyone had the oxygen. It's like the cleanup crew coming in. And then all of a sudden, they're cleaning up.
They're looking at all the broken cameras.
Yeah, they're looking around and then they see an oxygen mask and then they go, "Huh, what did she expect to do with that?"
It's an oxygen mask, you stupid fuck!
And then you just hear her, she goes, "Breathe," and then
Wham,
she
just
smacks
smacks
him.
him, yeah.
Like you didn't hear her pick that up. Like how did
Picked
you
up
pick
an IV bag, like
Yeah,
pole
what?
thing, and smashed them both. Grabs a pistol and dips.
It was so dumb.
And she dips out.
How did you stay alive? When did you we saw you pass out. We saw
that
you.
Was like I don't know. I guess to show it's like
There was no cameras. Who are you lying? That was the whole point of her thing. To not have cameras. So it's like, we saw you foam with the mouth and lay on the floor. When did you grab the fucking mask? And how are you perfectly okay? Like, you think you can just be perfectly fine after ingesting that much fucking... Even if you were playing it off. I don't know. That was too much. So yeah. And so now we're back, and then the homie makes it out in the beginning scene, out of the Star Wars theme room. And then he goes into another room, and it's like a fucking loft, almost, essentially. And then he meets the fucking master, who says that he won the game, actually. And at this point, the little girl is like creeping up with the pistol, as this guy just fucking classic monologues about everything stupid.
Tells
And he's like,
story.
oh my god, just like the gladiators, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we love to see all the people kill each other and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like-
That's why people with money always like do this stuff.
Yeah.
He's talking about, oh, this one we did this. Last time we had college.
I was hoping it'd be a way better
Yeah,
of an
this
idea.
is
This
Saw.
is a classic
This is,
fucking... not Saw.
Hostel.
It's not... No, it's
Hostel.
not. I'd say that.
It's
maybe.
more like
It's
Hostel.
for profit. Saw wasn't for money. He wasn't doing it for money. But
Yeah.
This
This
but
one,
for Hostel, would make...
Remember, do you see the third one? Where it's
No,
in America?
I didn't.
Well, they literally have like a giant building, like a glass, and then they put the people behind it, and they all sit in the crowd, and they all bet on what they should do next. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like death race kind of shit.
Yeah,
It's like
so it's really
people
not that
paying
cool
to
of a
watch
thing.
people kill themselves.
But whatever. So that happens, and then the drunk loser just sitting down, and then all of a sudden this dude just fucking starts choking him. He just starts choking him. He's trying to kill him. So I guess you can't win for this fucking shit. So they lied out that $10,000. And I'd been like, yo, where's my check, boy? You know what I mean? Playboy, where's my fucking check?
I'd be like, motherfucker, I better get more than $10,000.
Yeah, I know. I would get everybody's $10,000. And then so then he's choking him, and then
he pulls the thing out of his leg.
Yeah, he had a giant thing of wood stuck in his
Oh,
leg.
when he got crushed in the room.
Yeah, crushed in the room, but he was still able to walk perfectly fine after that.
And his ankle got
Not perfectly
snapped.
fine, like
And
he
the
had a
dude-
you would
slight
never have
limp.
guessed.
The guy broke his ankle too.
Yeah.
Remember? The executive literally got him in an ankle lock and snapped
Oh yeah,
the
you
fucking
heard
leg.
him crack.
It's like, oh, and he's screaming and shit.
Yeah, but no, he can still walk on it fine. So yeah, he gets Game Master grabs a line or whatever and starts choking
Fucking
him out.
piano wire, yeah.
Yeah, starts choking him out and just lifting.
He
Dude
literally-
is literally lifting him off his feet.
And he stepped up onto a little platform too, and he
Yeah.
How strong is this man?
That guy was
Apparently
so
strong as
fucking
fuck.
piano wire and just pick somebody up out of fucking that.
So he grabs the wooden shard and slices that dude's leg and stabs him and finally lets him go.
They start
And
scrapping.
they're scrapping and shit, and he's coming towards him, and he's about to kill Buddy, and then boom, he gets shot right there in the fucking shoulder.
Yeah, Zoe.
Zoe comes.
yeah.
Did you know she shoots and has to immediately rack the gun?
Yeah, she racks it. For
Really?
some
I think it
reason.
got
yeah, you
jammed.
didn't see
I
it
think it got
rack-
jammed in the
so
movie, and then
weird.
she I guess they trained her whatever, hey, if it does it, because it's the blanks obviously shooting, so they might jam up. So she came around her, she shoots once, and I think it looks. I don't know if I did see it like that, but it looked like there might have been a shell in there. She's quickly racks it and shoots again. I'm like, why is she racking it again?
And how would you think that girl would know
They
that
probably
that's what
trained
you
her
had-
really
No,
good.
no,
Yeah.
not in the
Not in
actress.
real life.
That's what I'm
In real
saying.
life, yeah.
How would that character know? You think when
That
when
nerdy
she
college
ever
girl.
pulled a pistol out and
the
blasted?
quantum theory for propulsion?
Oh my
of a
god! If
bullet.
I know that if you can't look at atoms, then I must know you have to cock this gun to shoot at her. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So she does that. That was weird.
Yeah. So
Shoots him. He dips. She's trying to find him.
yeah, where the fuck this guy hide? There's
He's
a
hiding behind a
sofa and a
couple things in
fucking
this weird room.
stereo system. Come on, there's two things to look
Yeah.
around.
very
And
open room.
A
Very
laptop.
obvious.
It's like a little computer gaming area. And
It
then
looks
that
like
guy-
fucking in Grandma's Boy, the robot
Oh, when he
guy.
comes in that.
Yeah, it looks like his
He's
fucking
segueing around.
office.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks just
what
like
the
that.
fuck?
Where he has the fuck. He knocks
like
the
a
robot.
serial
Remember, he
killer
smacks the
house.
robot off the desk. He's like, I'm sorry. And he goes over
Yeah.
and fixes it.
So yeah, so then the
Guy
dude pops
tackles-
out of nowhere. He tackles Zoe, and he's about to.
He
He's
has
like,
a gun to her head.
he has a gun to her head, about to do the, shoot her in the face. But then,
Fucking-
bro, this was probably one of the best parts.
Bro,
then the
this
drunk
guy's
loser.
face is sticking. He's sticking his face out, holding the girl underneath him, basically. So his face is poking straight out, on their side or his stomach. And fucking Ben comes with a fucking
full bottle of Absolute or some
massive,
shit.
those huge
Yeah.
bottles. They call them we had the one in England. It's the Methuselah.
Uh-huh.
It's the giant Belvedere Grey Goose bottles that are fucking weigh 100 pounds.
Mass.
He runs that shit and just smashes it sideways,
Bro, it looked
straight
awesome.
across the
It
area
looked
to the guy.
awesome.
Because he hit it this way sideways. He
Yeah.
rubber parallel, perpendicular to his face, just right into his face. He flies
God.
back. And then he grabs a gun. The girl goes to say something to him.
He's like, make sure you.
And he's like, boom, 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 boom. He's just busted him in the fucking chest. He's like,
he
he's
killed
dead.
him immediately.
He's
no
like, he's dead.
Fucking
no more
hesitation.
fucking around. Like, you're dead. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And then they do just that. They just walk
out the front door. And there's
was
nobody
he the
else.
only guy that worked there?
Those
It
two
was
cleanup
that. It was
crew.
the game master, the 2 cleanup crew, and the 1 security guy who probably clocked out a couple hours ago.
It's like it's another glass. It's like glass.
It's like Men in Black.
There's an
You get in,
infrastructure problem here.
Yeah.
This is how much money, how much dollars
You
are
have
invested.
billions
you have
of dollars
4
in this
people to
on
run
staff
it.
that day. When you have a bunch of people like, all right, if they can be smart to escape a room.
How did they know how to get out?
Yeah, right. They just walked out. That guy like, oh. Well, if they escape their way through there, I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
can figure out how to get out of the
but there's
normal
not
part.
a code to tell them how to like. Okay, X, Y, Z.
Man, it's like
yeah.
a normal like keypad. It's like his personal keypad. It's like, all right, well, I don't know. They're not gonna give you hints to get his fucking PIN number. You're in the employee section now, motherfucker.
Yeah, but they somehow get out. You better say something.
No,
And they just walk out the front door. They go all the way back downstairs. They go. I don't know how they get. How do they traverse from where they were to like the down?
what I'm saying.
How do
I
they
don't
know
know.
how to get? It's like. What, you get fuck, go pick room, level 15. Get off,
Yeah.
it's like fucking people just dying, or
Yeah.
ding, shut
Hey,
the door,
wrong
and you're like,
room.
oh, sorry, wrong floor. Just go back down, you're like, I go to this one, try to make your way out the front door. Nobody else works there in a massive building. Then they dip, go to the hospital.
Yeah. So now they're at the hospital, and it's like, and the doctor's talking to Zoe, and she's like, oh, he's been in a coma for 24 hours. Like,
It's okay, you can go home
He's
now.
okay, you can go home now. And then at this point, she goes with the cops, and they bring her to the site.
That
It's
Asian cop, the
fucking
Asian
full
cop
of
literally
cops.
just comes out of nowhere and she goes,
Yeah.
can you come with me?
Thank
I'm like,
God it was
oh.
right when the doctor said
The whole
that.
time with the fucking with the during the movie there's a Wu Tan Yan Doctor Wu Tan Yan
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. There's a
What's the
name. There's a
That,
name.
It's been
Wu
popping
Tan
up the
Yan.
whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we see this fucking Asian cop come in, and I'm like, this guy's got to be on his badge. He's got to say like Wu Tan Yan
Yeah.
or whatever to play into this fucking movie. It's the perfect situation,
Yeah.
perfect scenario, everything. Brings her back. Fucking, they walk right into the fucking building, and it's just an abandoned, rundown place with like mattresses on the floor.
Yeah,
piss
not
and
even like it's
beer
empty,
can.
swept up. It's everything is gone,
Moss
every
growing
trace
on
of
the
it.
floor,
But
like,
there's fucking
holes
trash
in the
everywhere,
wall.
graffiti. It smells like shit, and it's like it's been 24 hours.
Literally.
And then when your cleanup crew went there, maybe if you had the chance of getting everything out there, didn't they brought trash from other places in
And
order to make
remade
it
it,
trash?
like,
It's like
Took out the tunnels and chipped holes in the
chipped
wall.
holes in the wall. They're throwing Coke cans and everywhere. They're throwing
Peeing
bags
and
of chips.
shitting everywhere.
Like, all right, bros, you go over there, you piss in that corner, you piss
Go
in that
collect.
corner.
I need you guys to collect 300 pounds of shit. We got to scatter over this
It's
huge
like,
building.
what? How did you get the fucking elaborate oven that was able to...
The fucking flowing frozen lake.
What? The fuck?
Like,
Yeah,
log cabin.
24 hours? Where's your contractor, please?
Who are you guys? Like, you guys can move 18 floors. They're like, yeah, we gotta be at least 8. Where do you guys do with that elevator?
How
that
did-
room that crushed it itself. Where'd you, how?
That room was on the top floor. You had to take an elevator just to move those things.
Yeah.
How long would that elevator ride take per how long?
And the elevator is a room, so you gotta put shit in that room to
Yeah.
take it down to get out, and then you gotta find your way back out again.
It just didn't make any sense.
Holy
Like,
fuck.
this was the stupidest part. It's like,
So then they dip. Yeah, they
no, not
bring,
yet, not
they
yet.
dip-
She's
they-
there. She's there.
She's
and
there.
She looks on the wall
It
and she
says
sees
no way out.
Yeah.
It's spray painted no way out across like this hole. She goes, because that's where the tunnel was to get out of the waiting room. No, like there's nothing here. She goes, no way out. She's so smart that all the letters start rearranging in the air by themselves, and she's watching it, and she's like, and it spells Wu-Tan Yan or whatever the doctor's name.
Yeah.
She's like, that's it, Wu-Tan Yan. She starts screaming at
It's
the
an
Asian.
anagram. It's an anagram.
It's
for
your anagram.
Wu-Tang.
And the guy's like, the cop, like, I'm like, oh, this is definitely the part where he's gonna be like, yeah, no, because there's no way out. Now you're back in it again.
Yeah.
Like some crazy shit. Because the Asian guy was like, that has to be him.
Yeah, I thought like the doors could have shut.
And then he's like,
Yeah.
no way out.
Yeah.
And it says Wu-Tan Yan on his fucking badge or some shit. I'm like, this is it. And he's like, we gotta vacate the premises. And they all just leave.
It was so stupid.
And then that's it.
And that Wu-Tang Yen doesn't
Come up
play
ever.
into
And
this-
never
the rest
played
of
into
this movie.
anything.
Never played into anything.
Only in that one video.
Only into that
That one
exact
video.
scene.
And then it
So now
cuts-
it's 6 months later.
6 months later, Zoe and Ben are eating
They meet up
lunch.
for lunch, and it's reminiscent of like a Final Destination scene.
They're
Like
like,
at the
"Oh,
end.
we made it,
It just
yeah."
looks like it. I don't know. And then Ben, what's his name? Ben.
Yeah.
He comes up and he looks a little more clean cut, and he's
all
talking about how his
shaven.
life came back.
Yeah,
I'm a regional sales manager.
Yeah.
Bitch, it's been 6 months. You're a fucking drunk loser. You ain't no fucking.
you really just
and
quit. You have a DUI and murder. Like
He
you
just-
murdered 10 people.
Yeah,
or
he just
some shit.
looked weird in his outfit. He didn't even look.
He had like a
right.
bright yellow shirt, blonde hair, and like shaved his beard, and he's just like weird as fuck.
But yeah, it just
He
didn't
looks
even.
so weird.
It
That's
is.
a booger.
I don't know. I don't know if it was just like the air I just felt or something.
Oh.
But yeah, so I don't believe it at all.
So
And
they
then,
start talking about it, and she's like, "Oh, this person did this."
yeah,
this,
she brings
this."
out like articles
She-
and clippings.
She has a whole fucking
Binder.
binder full of clippings from the newspaper. She goes, "Look at this stuff." He's like, "It's just called survivor's remorse. You just got to get over it." That's what my therapist told me. And she's like, "It's not survivor's remorse. Like, this is not."
I imagine her like Charlie in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he has the whole thing and it's the Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's this and this and that." I was
Yeah,
like,
and he
at
has, like,
her
the
house,
whole-
like,
yeah.
"Oh my god." So
That
she-
was your house in fucking Orlando.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
When you're salesing at the Red Wire, like
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like fucking
All
It's
this
Always
shit.
Sunny. So,
So-
yeah, she's like, "Look, this Amanda, whatever,
the
calls-
people that died in
the
the
people that
yeah.
died with them. Oh, they found this kid Daniel in northern Michigan in a lake.
Yeah.
Northern Michigan in a lake, and he froze to death and drowned. Oh, this girl fell rock climbing by herself. Oh, they found this guy with a broken neck after he crashed his Ducati.
Oh, this guy had a heart
attack on a bus at a truck stop.
But
and
it's like
they
Deacon.
planted these people, and like a week later after their deaths,
It's been 6 months.
and she found out in between those 6 months.
You can tell how long it's been since somebody died.
There's
Like,
an easily the fucking coroner can go. They died Tuesday at between
Yeah.
3 and 12 o'clock.
a guy for a heart attack isn't hard to see. Like, wait, this
And a
heart
guy
attack
who's been
happened a long-
electrocuted with defibrillators is going to not show that he had a heart attack.
And it's going to show the
It's gonna
defibrillator marks. that are-
defibrillators twice.
And
Three
if
times.
he hit him full blast, there's going to be
Full
marks.
blast.
Those
He's gonna have
guys are
burn marks.
checking that shit. Like,
Electricity
what?
burns. Oh, the other guy who got... How did the back of his neck snap this way with blood and punches, and he got beat
I
the
know,
fuck
it's
up?
like-
He crashed his motorcycle and snapped his neck in a way where he got fucking slammed
Where
into
did the
something.
motorcycle come from?
It was his.
But I mean, like, they
Yeah, they went and found. They got his bike, planted, and they threw it down the highway at 90 miles an hour into the back of a bus. And then they're like,
the cops are smarter than that. They can tell. I've been
"How did
watching
you make
Dexter.
the motorcycle?"
I know.
Yes. How did you make the motorcycle break up? The car, the traffic around that and know that, like, hey, a
They can
motorcycle.
tell by
They
physics
just
if this is
laid
smashed
out-
in 90 miles per hour. And if
Or
you
they
just
made it look like that.
If you just made it bash with a bat and you just put it on a corner, it's like, this doesn't work. Where is the skid marks?
Who's the person driving the other vehicle that he hit?
Yeah, or
Where
you
are
had to
the-
actually make,
yeah.
even in the fake
You
world,
threw
you
a
had to
dead
make this
body
go
in a
90 miles.
motorcycle. You had to drive it down the street and just launch it in the back of somebody and be like, "Oh my god, you killed him!"
And then the guy-
he's cold and purple. What are you talking about? I killed
That's
this
what
guy
I'm
on the motorcycle. He's been dead for a week. I don't know. He broke his neck because he hit your fucking bus. It's like, no, he died a week ago. What the fuck's wrong with you people? The other kid was easy. The frozen kid, they just throw him back in the
He's
fucking.
frozen,
They just
yeah.
throw him back in
Like,
another
everything
frozen lake. And
frozen.
like, all right, he's good.
That's why if it was like they didn't find
Ice
him.
Cube out of one drink and just like, all right, transfer, put it in the other one. Like, ah, it's still good. Fuck it. He was good. The other girl, I guess you could, but it's like
Rock climbing?
Yeah, she fell down an
No, 'cause you
elevator
could tell.
shaft.
That's what it said,
There's-
elevator shaft?
She fell down an elevator
no,
shaft, but then they said
rock
she was
climbing.
rock climbing. I'm pretty sure you could tell by the like when she hit the fucking metal and all the shit in there. It's like you
Yeah.
can tell. It's like that's not rock. That's a sharp metal edge like going into her fucking arm. Like
It's ridiculous.
what the fuck? And then who's the other one? Oh, the heart attack one. Yeah,
I think that's it.
Danny. Her. Yeah, I think it was. All
Yeah, so that was just so fucking retarded. And then, I don't know, like, how couldn't she have used that as evidence to be like, because it's like, those people had to have been reported missing well before that article came out. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like,
the fucking CEO, especially or the stock.
he's the
market
CEO of a company. He didn't show up
He
to
has
work
an
the next
assistant.
3 days. They're like,
His assistant's
wait,
like-
what? He's missing.
Okay.
When was the motorcycle accident? It wasn't 3 days ago.
Well, even
You know what I'm
if-
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
the
hold on,
motorcycle
when
was
did they do
4
the
or 5 days
motorcycle?
later. A week
Motorcycle
later.
accident 4 months later.
Even if they said that, if he said this, like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this escape room thing. I'll be back tomorrow. Or
I'll be
whatever.
back to work
Yes.
tomorrow. I'm taking out today. I'm going to escape
He's
room.
the top
Not
producer.
one of them said that. Yeah, they're gonna go to an escape room. Yeah, they went to an escape room. They never
Yeah, they have
came back.
no. Yeah, the kid
No
is
one
like
can-
they
the
have
one guy's
no
a truck
family.
driver,
Oh yeah,
he
they
has
all
like-
friends. They're dead. Well, no, just the one
No,
girl.
the kid
They
has
all
a
have
job.
families, yeah.
He has a normal job. Like,
Yeah, where is this guy? Like what?
I want to go to the front of the building, the shopping room.
His
center.
kid set him up for the escape room.
They think that they think that was like the boss and shit that set him up, but it wasn't.
But it's like
But
if
it's
I
like,
got a weird
You're
box, I'd
trying,
be like,
imagine
go look
you
for
go
it.
to your
I tell
boss,
my
you're like,
friend.
hey, can you move me up to the front? I'm trying to make more money. He goes, nah, I should stay in the back. You're a piece of shit. And you don't show up to work. I'm like, I told you you're a fucking piece of shit. Call him, hey, piece of shit. Why aren't you at work? The
It's
fuck,
like-
you drunk asshole.
So that's what I'm saying. So when did these all? So they would have all gone missing. And the thing was, she could have she could have been like, okay, these are all their names because she read their names in their files. Here's their names, blah blah blah. Go look up these people. Are they all missing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Check. They're all reported fucking missing. This guy didn't show up to work. Well, then what do you know? 4 months later, he died in a motorcycle accident. Where?
Where's he been?
He's made no check deposits, no anything.
Nothing. He
Like,
hasn't showed up to work. Hasn't answered a phone call.
it's
Nothing.
like, this guy's a semi-truck driver. He has a
He has
fucking
no
route.
schedule, yeah. Hey, no one's driving my shit across over here. Like, what the fuck?
It's an intense ass escape room.
6 months later, yeah. Like, the thing, you think that none of them were like, yo, I got this weird box. I'm going to this cool escape room. If I go
No one
and
said
win,
anything to
I'm winning
anybody.
$10,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
People would make note of
they
that.
would make
They
note
would
of
tell
that.
their friends, like, yo, I'm about to go to this sick-ass escape room and win 10 G's.
It's like you're posting that thing on the gram, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was just so fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, so she's still tripping up about it, and she wants to figure it out. So, and then it cuts to, it's the plane mid-crash, and they're doing, like, escape room things. Everyone's frantically trying to get something out.
They pulls out, like, a knife or a tool, has
Yeah.
an emblem on it, has this, has that. Oh, the girl talked about the logo, whatever, is infinity, like, staircase that
Yeah.
keeps going. So they see this stewardess on the plane, finds a bag in the overhead, has an X on it, X marks the spot, pulls out a tool, has to be it has the logo on it, runs up, they fucking open this thing up, then it's a keypad, they figure out the riddle to it, and it's Cloud. They get in, she goes, and right when she opens the cockpit, it's facing a mountain, she tries to pull up, doesn't pull up, it crashes. And then it's like, fucking holograph screen.
It was a simulation.
It's a simulator with
They're
a
all in on
screen.
it.
They're all in their fucking orange, fucking radioactive suits and shit. Well, yeah, what's the percentage? And they're in this huge warehouse with a fucking fake plane going around. They're like, all right, well, we want her to actually have a chance to survive. So
It was like 0.04.
it was like
chance.
yeah, he's like, make it a little bit better. We need to make
But-
her at least have a chance to survive.
No,
And he goes,
he said 4%.
it was like
Oh, no, it's like
4 to
something-
6% or something.
Yeah,
like that.
okay.
4, yeah, it's like 4% survival rate. And he's like, well, we just want to have a chance to win. So they go, we already got their plane information, everything. It shows their fucking IDs, their flights that they're about to, because she just like, I already bought 2 tickets in New York in 2 weeks. So this is almost like fucking 7 months later. We found it right in the middle of Manhattan, their building is. So they obviously they've been watching it for their whole fucking lives, and they know what song they were singing when they killed all their friends. So
I don't know, do they not
know-
have any other, like, subjects?
Yeah, right.
Is it everything based off of just these 5 people?
No,
like,
because remember he's like,
no,
oh,
because
I
I
know,
know,
I
no
wasn't
survivors.
really asking. I was saying, because I know it's not, but it seems like now they're like, everything is dedicated to these fuckers.
Well,
they
they're the
already-
only ones to survive, so it's
and
like,
they
yeah,
know
let's see how much you can go
now
through.
they know what's really going on.
But then, okay, so this is
because
my
that
big
guy was
complaint.
supposed to tell him everything that was supposed to happen, like millionaires pay to watch us kill you guys,
Yeah.
and this is not. He was supposed to kill that guy, and it would have been done.
and then
No
start
one would have
over.
survived, and then it would have been restart.
Okay,
Now
so-
they have to actually really focus on because like fuck, they got out, and now we have
Yeah.
to like keep them quiet.
But they could easily just kill them instead of
could,
doing this
yeah.
elaborate thing. Okay, but anyway, the movie's over. That's how it ends.
They
so
fly.
it's-
No,
and
then they're on
they're
the flight,
intercepting the flight.
and then they're intercepting the flight, and then it's like movie over. Like
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So this is my problem though. When they're doing the fucking simulation, they all know it's a simulation. First off, why are there even passengers in the plane if they're only doing it to
if they
see
don't-
how
and
long
they're not, and if
that it
they're
would
not,
take?
yeah,
And then
if
they're
not
acting-
helping.
They're acting like
And they're
it's so
screaming
real.
and running,
And why would you have someone like solve a riddle that they already know? They already know it. You know, don't they already know, or are they really acting like it's like real?
It's like, all right, go there and stand at the thing and try to figure out this riddle for 45 seconds, and then go into the fucking room and try to. Pull
and then
up.
if you know it's, why are you all frantic? You know what I mean? Like
why is she all sweaty and hot? Like
just for us
grab
as the
bag,
audience?
grab the
she's
thing, walk
fucking-
over,
she's
do,
screaming.
pull up. Oh, I got it done in 30 seconds.
People are actually using the fucking masks.
And they're screaming and they're all shit's flying around. It's like, why don't you just make it like, I don't know.
It's not like those actors are gonna actually be on the plane
I'd
with
take a
them.
fucking purse.
All right, let's finish this up then. Okay, so the movie's fucking over. Let's just go around, give final thoughts, and then rating. Bobby, you can go first.
Entertainment factor to the way the movie was written, everything. A lot of fucking open ends and a lot of fucking parts that could have easily been not even in the movie and you'd have got like the whole thing. Entertainment, I was actually entertained.
Yeah.
We all said it at the end of it. It was a decent movie. It
Yeah.
wasn't bad. It wasn't half bad. You know, there's little things here and there, but that's like a 6.5, maybe
Nice.
a 7,
Yeah.
somewhere in that area. 6 to 7 range.
I'm kind of flowing towards the 7 too.
Yeah.
Because I
Higher
was
6.5.
entertained. I was
Yeah,
entertained.
I actually was paying. At one point, I'm
Yeah.
like, "Fuck!" I forgot to write some shit. 'Cause I was like, literally just.
I
Sitting there
know.
watching.
I tried too, just because I was.
I had to
know I
go
was
back
entertained,
and like
yeah.
type quick to get to that
Yeah.
point.
But no, I was entertained with this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was straight.
Decent.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie.
If they made another one, I don't know, because it would be probably
The second
it'd
one,
be
yeah,
too
it'd be
contrived
weird,
at
yeah.
that point. I don't fucking know, but
Yeah, no, I gave it like a 6.5.
Mhm.
I was entertained for sure.
Yeah. Way better than Glass.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Way better than
For
Glass.
sure.
Well, but I think a lot of that had to do with Glass. I was really anticipating like a good movie, but
Yeah, that's the worst part.
this one
I had
was
low
antici-
expectations.
Yeah, extremely low
I had extremely
expectations.
low.
To the point where I was like, I really didn't want to fucking see this movie because I knew it was going to be that fucking bad. But as bad as it was, I was entertained throughout.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of it was very creative.
I like movies where a bunch of people die. I wish it was rated
Yeah.
R just so there's more like, crazy shit, but
Yeah.
not bad
I
for
wish I could watch
Yeah.
people die.
PG-13 was...
The tripping
Because every
part in the
time
upside
someone
down
was
bar
dying,
scene was probably what
Besides the guy
kicked it
breaking
up.
his neck and the electrocution dude,
Yeah.
the other ones you didn't really see die.
Yeah, that's why, so...
It's like, I'd rather watch those fucking people die.
But yeah, man, so that was Escape Room 2019. This was nice. Movie. And
Nice ass movie.
movie was okay, so...
Pretty decent.
But yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
It's actually a nice movie.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Alright, so we're about to get out of here, you know.
Leave your
fucking
comments, leave
You
some
can't fight.
suggestions.
do all
Y'all
that
can't
shit.
fight.
Anybody who comments or
I
likes
can't
this
read
thing,
or
we
smoke.
definitely know you can't fight.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one here who can.
Yeah, except for me.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's a
so
good
talk
joke.
some shit. Let us know what movies to do, and let us
Yo,
know what you thought of this movie
Hit
if
us
you've
up.
seen it.
Twitter.
Yeah, all
yeah,
that
we got
bullshit.
Twitter. We got we're
all
on-
that shit.
yeah.
Everything. You know what I mean?
Scope us everywhere.
Yeah, you can't fight though. If you don't see me in the streets, I'll be the shitty. Alright, yo.
You can't
Peace.
fight.